Party's on Cox versus Tagliavore. Step forward, please.
20-year-old Wendy Cox is suing her uncle, 50-year-old Joseph Tagliavore. Wendy says before her grandmother died, she promised Wendy she could have her 1991 Ford Thunderbird. Joseph says the car should be sold and the money divided equally between him and his siblings.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please, all rise. Your Honor, this is number 178 on the calendar in the matter of Cox versus Tagliavore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Miss Cox, this is your uncle.
Yes.
And who are you?
I'm Joe's wife.
Your grandmother, your mother, passed away.
Yes.
According to your complaint, your grandmother, with whom you enjoyed a lovely relationship, promised you
her vehicle, whichever it may be, when she passed away, which is a 91 Thunderbird.
When did she make this promise to you?
This was, she had an 88 Thunderbird, I think it was 88 or 89, which my other aunt had received, and at the time I just turned 16, and she promised me then the white Thunderbird, which went to my aunt, who also has children and needed a vehicle. So she always promised me that she would leave me her car.
You must have had a hot grandmother. She liked Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
So she passed away recently. According to your complaint, the only signed will makes no mention of that bequest.
No. It was also done in '77.
Could I bring up something, Your Honor?
You, sir, are the executor of the estate.
Yes, according to the signed will, yes.
And is there another will, sir?
Yes. This is a will that we received from a attorney that said that from the discussion I had with my sister, Deborah, which is Wendy's mother, that he had told her that...
Just, you can't tell me all these things. This is all hearsay. You received another will.
Yes.
That is unsigned.
That's the will.
Okay, and this was executed in 1992.
Yes.
All right, let me understand this. We have a 1977 will which makes no mention, that is signed.
Yes.
And makes no mention of this car bequest. Then you have a 1992 will, which according to the plaintiff does discuss the car.
Yes.
Let me just take a look at it. Mr. Tagliavore, were you satisfied that your mother had, in fact, in 1992, had a change of heart, despite the fact that you didn't sign this will?
Yes, I didn't know. Yeah.
Could you sit down, please? Just sit down. The answer is yes. Evidently there was some dispute that your mother had with somebody else, and she, in fact, changed her will.
Yes.
But did not sign it.
As far as I know.
As far as you know, didn't sign it.
Right.
Is there anything that you know about that I haven't said yet?
Yes.
Go ahead.
In the hospital when my grandmother was dying, my husband, my mother, my uncle Bill, and her other son, and my mother, the executor on the second will, she was telling us that her phone book, bank receipts, her will, stuff for her funeral, everything was in her briefcase. We found everything except for her will, which then in her phone book in 2 different spots it is noted, Opendahl, the one that drew up the second will, is her attorney has her will. That's how they found him. This is her phone book.
It says in that, attorney has will.
Has will.
Fine.
And I also have a letter from the attorney saying that he was the one that drew it up, and no, she never signed it, that it was her right to be able to take her copy with her, and it was up to her.
Ms. Cox, so then what I'm saying is accurate. Let's put
Yes.
this in order. We have a signed 1977 will, which you acknowledge does not make any bequest of this car to you. Were you born in 1977?
I was born in '76.
Okay, so you were a year old. She wouldn't have left you a car.
No.
Later, you both agree that your mother and your grandmother had the intention of changing her will to leave you the car, but she never fully executed the will, which means she did not have it signed and witnessed. That's according to you, madam, because you just told me that in her papers, in her book, it says attorney has the will. And if this is the will that you got from the attorney, it is unsigned, correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So here we have the problem.
This is a copy of the will from 1977.
I'll take a look at it. Mr. Tagliavore,
That's where
listen
I
to
got
me.
the address.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you were very honest with me a moment ago. I assume that you love your mother and you know in your heart that she may have not been good at executing this 1992 will, but that was her intention, that your niece have this car.
My mother spoke to me in '96 in November.
Who are you?
I'm her daughter also. She called me in Kentucky, was calling me, and I brought up my will. She brought up her will. Nothing was ever mentioned. She said, I have 6 kids. If there should be anything left, be divided equally. Nothing was ever mentioned once. Wendy didn't know. None of us kids knew that this other will existed. Mom never mentioned to not one of us.
Fine, but it does exist.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Wendy Cox says her grandmother promised she could have her Ford Thunderbird after she died. But Wendy's uncle, Joseph Tagliavore, claims his mother's will says all of her possessions are to be divided between him and his siblings.
How much property did your mother leave?
The automobile was it, basically.
If you went to sell, sir, a 1991 Thunderbird, how much do you think you could get for it?
5,000, maybe.
Maybe.
6, maybe. Depending on what kind of shape it was in.
Okay, well, what kind of shape is it in?
It's in very good shape.
Okay,
Low
so let's say,
mileage.
and there are 5 kids?
6.
6 kids. So let's make it easy for this old judge, because I'm not real good in math, as Bird can tell you. So let's say you can sell the car for $6,000. So everybody gets $1,000, right?
Right.
The laws in every jurisdiction require a will to be executed in a certain fashion. So we're talking here about a situation where the law, Miss Cox, in this and practically every jurisdiction in this country requires that a will and any subsequent change of the will be signed and witnessed, correct? On the other hand, we're talking about whatever is morally right with regard to this car. I believe that you two people know that it was your mother's intention for her granddaughter to have this car, for whatever reason. I'm sure she has a lot of other grandchildren, but that's what she intended, for this car to go to this grandchild.
Well,
We're not talking about a lot of money here, Mr. Tagliavore. We're talking about at most $6,000 or $1,000 per person who would tend to inherit the money. So maybe we can come up with some way of being fair to your mother's wishes and also being fair to you, consistent with this will, which is unsigned.
Your Honor, I also
What?
have a letter from that attorney.
So what? I don't need the attorney. They don't dispute that. Ms. Cox, relax.
Okay, but
Relax. They don't dispute
no,
that this...
I was just wondering if that would be. I know it's not signed. I'm just wondering if he
No,
can't
I
be a
don't read
witness,
letters
can
from
he?
attorneys. If you want a witness here, you have to have a witness here. What I started to say to you is perhaps we can come up with something that is fair, reasonably fair to each side. Would it be fair for Miss Cox to have use of this car until she decides to sell it, and when she decides to sell it, the proceeds of the sale of that car are distributed among the 6 of you? So that in some way, the last wishes of your mother would be honored. Would that be reasonable?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, I'm telling you, sir.
You don't understand the whole story, I don't believe.
Well, I'll listen to the whole story.
This started years ago when my mother first told me. She told me, you make sure that you take care of your brother James. which is on that will.
In 1977.
Long before then.
But
If anything happened to her, she said, you make sure that he gets his share of whatever is left because he will not take care of it himself. The money would mean a lot to him. It doesn't mean anything to me. My sister, nobody else in the family, you know, $1,000, like you say, is not much money.
so
When you
what's
come right
James's
down to it.
problem?
He's like one step from homeless, pretty much.
Is
But-
there something physically wrong with him, or does he have an alcohol or a drug problem?
No, he's partially disabled. He lives on state aid and stuff like that.
So he has money from Social Security disability.
Right. Which is not much.
I understand that.
$1,000 to him is a lot of money. And this is a promise I made to my mother. And then when this thing all started, as far as I was concerned, I thought my sister was supposed to be executor of this will, and this was all taken care of. She comes after my mother passes away. All the children come to my house. They say, we want you to take care of this. I told Mom in 1995 I wanted to be taken off as executor of the will. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. This was all news to me. So I agreed to do it. Then we started searching and finding stuff. Now this has turned into a total nightmare, and I'm the bad guy when the only thing I say there that is legally binding is that I have to do what the signed will says to do. Now this is all the argument. This is all the bull that I have got from my family.
Sure, because
For
you're...
doing what I was told to do by the law and asked to do by my siblings.
Well, you're right, Mr. Tagliavore. You, unfortunately, are placed in that responsibility because it's not just you, but you have 5 siblings that you have to deal with,
Right,
too.
and my sister Paula says there's another will that leaves her the car. An orthographic will that she cannot find. She cannot find witnesses to. There's wills floating all over this place. But
Listen,
none of them are signed
there are a lot
except
of
for
wills, but no
one.
property.
Right.
You know, a lot of wills, but all one old
And there's
Thunderbird.
nothing but a car.
Judge Judy continues in among her uncle, Joseph Tagliavore, over her grandmother's will.
So I would assume
So-
that you cannot speak for your whole family.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. What do you want to say?
It's funny that Mother never said anything to anybody, not even to Wendy or Debbie. Nothing was said till after the funeral. I mean, she didn't say anything.
No.
Wendy
Who
never
didn't,
said anything.
just a second. Who didn't say anything?
Wendy didn't say nothing. Debbie didn't say nothing. Mom never said nothing.
Listen
that she
to
wanted
me,
Wendy
madam.
to have the car.
Listen to me, madam.
And I talked to her.
Listen to me.
Okay. I guess it doesn't matter, whatever you want.
It doesn't. Let me tell you why it doesn't matter.
It upsets me.
Let me tell you why it doesn't matter. Very often when somebody is ill, or even before they're ill, when they are distributing their property by way of a will, and they don't want to create bad feeling while they're alive, they don't want one child to be angry with them or another child or a grandchild to be angry with them, they won't discuss what they're leaving in their will because they figure, when I'm dead, it don't make any difference. So they will not tell their children. Do you have children? You have children. Would you have felt badly when you spoke to your mother if your mother said to you, I'm leaving Wendy my only possession, my car? You would have been annoyed with your mother. Sure you would have. And your kids and your children would have been annoyed. Why is Grandma just leaving? Is she the favorite? Why is Grandma just leaving Wendy the car and I don't get anything? Does that sound possible to you?
Well, if it was her, yes, possible, but if it was her wishes. Mom wasn't shy.
You don't, it's not a question of being shy. It's a question of not having your kids or your grandchildren annoyed with you while you're here to experience the feeling. Once you're gone, you're gone. Miss Cox, you understand you have a problem.
Yeah.
And your problem is that even under the common law, which forms the basis of every law of every jurisdiction, a last will and testament was required to have some sort of a writing, at least signed by the, we call them the testator or the testatrix, that means the deceased. The only signed will that exists here that I see is one that was made in 1977. It doesn't make any mention of a car to you. Your uncle is not a bad guy. If he did anything else with this car, but do what it says to do in the original will, which is dispose of all my property equally among my children, he could be sued by the other siblings for a violation of his duties as executor of the will.
Thank you.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's unreasonable. That's unreasonable. I can't permit that to happen. My sense is he would like to do the right thing. But unless all of the siblings together say, you can turn the car over to Wendy because that's what Mom wanted, he can't do that. You understand? What I think is too bad is that if all the siblings understand that this was Mom's request, and all we're talking about really is $1,000 that you were concerned about for James, because that would mean a lot to him. Well, maybe Wendy here would say, I'll give James $1,000, give me the car.
My mother, the executor on the second will, which my uncle is not even in.
There's no second will.
No, but
Wendy,
I know. Okay,
there's
I'm
no
just saying.
second will.
All right, but my mom did agree to do that. My mom was willing to give my Uncle James $1,000 to make sure he was taken care of, because she loves her brother. It has nothing to do with the Thunderbird.
This is a very good
For
lesson to everybody.
$1,000, this is ridiculous.
It's a very good lesson to everybody. None of us feel that tomorrow is our last day, so we all tend to put off taking care of business, which keeps things orderly and organized in our lives and prevents this kind of thing happening to a family. Usually when these kinds of things happen within a family, when somebody dies, you're talking about a lot of money. It's absolutely outrageous to me that this is doing this to a family when you're talking about a car, which is the only asset that your mother had. So people who don't take care of their business by keeping abreast of what property they have and how they want to dispose of it and making clear dispositions of that property before they die are not doing their families a favor.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Morally, Wendy, I believe that you are correct that your grandmother wanted you to have this car. Legally, you cannot establish that to me. Moreover, I honestly believe, after speaking to your uncle, that if he had his druthers, he would give you this car. If it was a question of, listen, either the car is mine or it's Wendy's, he would say, you can have the car. He is not in that position. He stands in what we call a fiduciary relationship to his other siblings. He represents them. Unless there is a unity of spirit in that, among those 6 siblings, unless all of them say, give Wendy the car, despite the fact that that's not what your signed will says, he can be sued by them, and it ends up costing him $5,000 or $6,000, probably more with attorney's fees, because he'd have to hire an attorney to defend himself, and you would maybe get the car. So don't blame him. It's not his fault. It's really, unfortunately, your grandmother's fault, because she did not take care of business when she could have in 1992 by signing this will and having a fully executed copy. So this lawsuit is dismissed. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please. Parties on Lowe versus Lowe. Step forward, please.
45-year-old Thomas Lowe says he met his 23-year-old Filipino wife, Arlene Rowe, when he answered an ad in an international dating magazine. Thomas says when his new bride came to live with him in the United States, she charged a fortune in long-distance phone calls back to the Philippines. The marriage ended in divorce, and now he wants her to pay the phone bill.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is number 173 on the calendar in the matter of Lowe versus Lowe. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
This is your former wife.
Yes.
And while usually the background of a couple's courtship, etc., is usually not germane to the issues of the case, I think that in this case it is. How did you meet your wife, sir?
Through correspondence. A friend of mine told me that about it. He had met a wife overseas, and I tried it myself, and I wrote to Arlene, and she wrote back to me.
How did you get her name to write to her?
It was through a magazine that this gentleman informed me of. His name was Cherry Blossoms, and I wrote to her there, and several other ladies too.
Did you advertise in this magazine?
My friend advertised on me in there.
Your friend advertised for you? Okay. So you began to correspond, and then what happened?
She said she was about to go overseas to take a job, and at that particular time we had been corresponding for a year. And
Where was she living at the time?
In the Philippines. And I told her I was going to come to see her and not to go, that I asked her to marry me, and she agreed.
This was before you met her?
We had been corresponding. I told her I was going to go see her,
But
yes.
before you met her, you told her that you wanted to marry her?
Yes, and that's why I was going to the Philippines to see her.
You wanted to marry him?
Yeah, but before he told me about that, I supposed to have like my visa is already ready. Then I told him I have to go because I have my responsibility for my sister. So he told me, and he called to my mom, and he talked to my dad. Then he told to my dad that tell him not to go. I will be responsible for all his responsibility.
For all of your
Yeah, my visa
expenses.
is ready already. Then he told me to not to go.
How old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
How old are you?
45.
How old was she when you began this correspondence, Mr. Lowe?
I do believe she was 20.
Didn't you think she was a little young for you?
Oh yes, I wrote and told her so. And she wrote back and told me no, she wasn't.
Well, you should have been older and wiser, sir.
Yes.
Because the thrust of your complaint is that while you're divorced now, she ran up phone bills in the amount of $3,400 to her mother.
Yes.
But he used my mom. Before that he told to my mom and my sister because he's working with him.
You mean your family was working with him?
Yeah, they're working with him.
What kind
so
of
that's
work?
Why, because they have a correspondence. We have correspondence businesses. Then my mom was the one who's handling his business in the Philippines.
What kind of business?
It's like correspondence services.
Correspondence services?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
kind of correspondence services?
It's called Romance International.
What?
It's called Romance International. I developed my own service and run it on the
Romance
internet.
International.
Yes, run it on the internet. But, Your Honor, I did not call them for that. I sent them the pamphlets
Yeah, but
and
you
everything in
told
the
me.
mail.
But he told me it's okay to call to my mom, and you accept not only my mom, you accept the collect calls from your agent that I talk to them.
Miss Lowe, did you talk to your mother a lot?
Yeah, I talked to my mom.
Did you talk to her for a long time?
No.
When you would call her or when she would call you collect to talk to you, just stay on the phone for a half hour? Sometimes longer?
Yeah. If I talk to him, if I talk to my mom, he talked to.
But mostly you talk to her.
Yes.
What happened when you started to get these big phone bills? Did he complain?
Yeah, he told me, but I pay for the phone bill when I started working. Then he told me I didn't pay for it. The first salary that I got from here, I pay for his phone bill. But he don't give me any money.
Mr. Lowe,
Yes.
what makes you think that I should order her to pay you money for this phone bill?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, she agreed when I was first initially going to take the phone out to pay for just the international phone calls. I didn't ask her to pay for anything else. Just her phone calls and calls she made to the psychic for $195. That was all she was supposed to pay for. I gave her money every week, which I have records of, that went to the bank, which was taken out in the Philippines. So money was given to them every week for her responsibility, even when I was not married to her. When she agreed to marry me, I took care of her responsibilities in the Philippines. But in order to keep the phone on, she promised to pay just the international phone bills. That's all I asked. She never had to pay any other bills at the house.
Okay, so she didn't. So you got a divorce.
Yes. Well, no, the problem with the divorce was I wanted to move to Brentwood, and mother told her no, she couldn't move to Brentwood with me, and she had to work her $4.25 an hour job. I was trying to get her a job paying $12 an hour, $15 an hour. I was ready to send her to school. I had taken out a $28,000 loan to take her to school, and the mother told her she couldn't go to school. She had to work.
No, my mom didn't told that. You want me to send to school. Then like when they interview me, then they told me I have to study like three years to pay $38,000. But you told them that, okay, after you finish your school, you're gonna pay me. I have to pay that for the rest of my life for $38,000.
So what you did you tell her that she was going to have to pay back the tuition?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lowe.
The whole thing was I would have taken out the loan for the thing, and I was very willing to do that.
Mr. Lowe, you married a baby.
Your Honor, when I first married her, she did not strike me as a baby.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Arlene Rose says when she came from the Philippines to marry Thomas, a man she met by placing an ad in a dating magazine, he treated her horribly and quickly divorced her. Now he's suing her for long-distance phone calls she made to her family.
In my untrained eye, sir, this looks like a May-December romance.
Yes.
Did you ever hear that expression?
Yes.
And sometimes men marry women and they're very extravagant. They go out and they spend all their husband's money on jewelry and furs and manicures and pedicures and hats. Do women still buy hats? No.
Yeah.
No. Your child bride called her mother a lot.
No, her mother called her.
Or her mother called her a lot. Because she evidently needed to talk to her family, very far away from her family. That's what happens when you marry somebody who's very young.
No, Your Honor, the reason they called was because her family kept getting into financial problems.
But you know that. You already know all my responsibilities.
Listen, Miss Lowe, I gather from your answer that you feel as if you have a very strong responsibility to family, even your family in the Philippines. What's supposed to happen when you get married is you're not supposed to necessarily lose that allegiance to your family, but you and your husband create your own unit. You have a mother in the Philippines, you have a father in the Philippines? Yes? You have sisters?
Yes.
You have brothers?
Yes.
They're supposed to take care of themselves. That's not his responsibility.
He told me that's not his responsibility.
It's not.
Like,
And it's not your responsibility. You're a baby, 20 years old. You got a mother, your father, brothers, sisters, everybody else in the Philippines. All of a sudden, because you got married, you married somebody who maybe had an extra couple of bucks, that doesn't make your family in the Philippines your financial responsibility. When you're married, this is your financial responsibility, but you're not married anymore. I'm just telling you that for the future, because otherwise you're going to be a very unhappy lady the next time you get married. You can't.
I didn't tell him to responsibility for my family. I told him I have to send my sister on school. So that's my responsibility.
Why do you have to send your sister to
Because
school?
I'm the second to the eldest.
And what about your mother and father?
They work a lot for my brothers and sisters. And like that time, my father are sick, so I have to go to work.
So
And
what
like
you're
he
telling
knows
me
all of that.
So what you're telling me is, that you had to work here and send money back to your family in the Philippines? Is that what you're telling me?
No. I came here asked to his wife, to be his wife. I came here 6 months. I worked for him. In American Embassy, he told that even I came here, I still receive any salary from his business, but I don't get any single penny. He gave me $10, $20. The first time he gave me is $20. And the last one before we leave, he gave me only $10. And like he told me, I always stay in the house. I work for him, I work for his business. I only sleep for 4 hours to work in his business, then like I don't get anything. I work, I clean the house, I do everything. And like I told him, he have 1 week salary for $1,000 or $2,000. Then I work for 2 weeks to $200, $300. But I give him all my first salary. So I told him, did I ask you any money from your salary? I didn't even touch your money. Even we have joint account.
Lane Rose says when she came from the Philippines to marry Thomas, a man she met by placing an ad in a dating magazine, he treated her horribly and quickly divorced her. Now he's suing her for long-distance phone calls she made to her family.
Mr. Lowe, you made a mistake.
Yes.
I believe that your former wife probably made a mistake. Is it your intention to go back to the Philippines? Or are you going to stay here in the United States?
I have to move on to my life. That's all I want.
So what do you want to do? Where do you want to live?
I have to settle all my problem here.
What kind of problems do you have here, Miss Lowe? Other than this one is I'm going to make a non-problem for you. What other problems do you have?
About the status I have
You
in
mean
this.
your visa status?
Yes, Mom.
Do you want to stay in the United States or do you want to go home to the Philippines?
I don't know if I can survive. Maybe I'll survive because I work for 2 jobs. I work 7 days.
You
and
work
I
2 jobs now?
jobs. Yes, Mom.
You send money home to your family?
Sometimes. But I have to settle all my bills.
What other bills do you have?
I have to pay for my lawyer.
Which
I
lawyer?
have to pay for my car and my insurance.
What lawyer do you have to pay for?
For my case.
You mean for your immigration case?
Yes, Mom.
Are you okay financially, Mr. Lowe?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You think
Well, actually, no, Your Honor. I've got, from our marriage, we've got major bills. We've got about $24,000 in back debt.
For what?
Some of it, a lot of it is mine. Then there's $9,000 between the tax stuff that I put off to help her family when I gave her money to help her family, $3,000, and put off paying taxes that I was supposed to pay the taxes
That's
with.
your problem. That's your problem.
Yes.
Mr. Lowe. I don't think she would, except for her phone bills, I don't think she was a very expensive lady to keep. Right?
No, Your Honor. I paid her a salary every week, and the records show I was putting $180 to $200 a week for her to send back home, and I have records for that.
Did you send back that money home?
No, because he owed my mom's money. Because when he sent some money from me, he told me that's my allowance as his wife. But I spent that money on his business. I told him about that.
Mr. Lowe, who initiated the divorce proceedings here in California?
She left the house, so I tried to reconcile with her. I initiated the divorce proceedings.
You got it. See how fast he's a quick study. And did you have anything in the divorce proceedings about this $3,400 debt?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
She
what
agreed
was
to
that?
pay for it. It's
Where-
a marital agreement.
Do you have that in writing?
Yes.
Can I see it, please?
This is the one.
She has it.
Jeez.
When he gave that papers, he already signed the papers. Then the one that he told that to sign it, and I bring it to my lawyer, the second agreement.
What
Because he
second?
changed the agreement that it says $3,400 to pay for 30 days. Then he want me to sign that papers.
Just a
So
second. Is there another paper?
yeah, we
That,
have
Your Honor,
another.
because of the first, we had the first original marriage agreement, and it wasn't notarized. That's why I have to come here now. And because it wasn't notarized, I had to get a second agreement done. I took that to her job. She said she had to go see her lawyer again with that. She never came back with that. We were forced to use the first agreement.
Let me see your judgment to divorce, sir.
This one.
She has it.
I want to see if it refers to the settlement agreement. Oh.
The first agreement wasn't notarized, Your Honor. That's why they could not use that agreement in the court. That's why I had to come to small claims court, because it wasn't notarized before the first of the year.
But Mr. Lowe, you have to understand something, sir. I like to see the right thing happen at the end of a case, because that's what I think that's supposed to happen in court. And if you show me an agreement and you say it's incorporated in your judgment to divorce, I have no choice, and I've explained that to your wife. I have no choice but to give you your judgment for $3,400, even though I don't feel good about it. I don't think she's, I don't think she's stupid, but I think that she was vulnerable, certainly more vulnerable than you are. So I feel sort of badly about having to make a judgment against her for $3,400, considering that she works 2 jobs and trying to maintain herself and send money home for her sister to go to school. I mean, that's hard. But now I have an out. Whew.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You say here, sir, we have no community assets or liabilities.
The second, yeah.
That's what it says here.
Community assets liability, yes.
That's what it says. You have no community assets or liabilities.
That was before, when we first signed that agreement, that was before all the taxes came. So that's when we tried to make the second agreement.
This is dated November 7th.
Yes.
This is dated in October.
Yes, I could not use the first one.
You can't use
That's
it?
because it wasn't notarized.
So it wasn't notarized, so what am I supposed to do?
That's why when I went to court, the judge said if I wanted to settle this, I had to then take her to small claims court.
Okay, so now, so it's not part of the judgment of divorce, so I'm not bound by another court's ruling.
No,
That it's
not.
part of another, all right, then that's very easy. Mr. Lowe, your wife is 23 years old?
Yes, Mom.
You're 45 years old, you're a man of the world. She's not. She was extravagant in the way she made phone calls. You have money, not a lot, probably, but certainly more than she does. That be a fair statement? I'm not going to burden her with another debt of $3,400. This case is dismissed.
Is that excused? You may step out.
And on the next,
He's on Fitzgerald versus Les Savoy. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Scott Fitzgerald says he got his girlfriend's name tattooed on his arm when they fell in love. Now Nicole LeSavoy is Scott's ex-girlfriend, and he wants her to pay to have the tattoo removed.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is number 120 on the calendar in the matter of Fitzgerald versus Les Savoy. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
This lawsuit has a lot of parts, so I'm going to try to simplify it. You've known the defendant and dated since you were teenagers, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
How old are you now?
23.
22.
And now you're not together anymore.
No.
You claim that the defendant owes you money for several things.
Yes.
Let's take the simple ones first.
Okay.
The car.
The rental car.
Right.
Yes.
Tell me what she owes you for the rental car and how you came to lend her the money for this rental car.
Okay, she owes me a total of $2,081.72. This came from charges on my credit card. She was in an accident. Her insurance didn't cover her rent-a-car. There was a dispute between who was at fault. Last I knew, it was still disputing. This happened, I believe, the end of November. Her parents wouldn't help her out with the car. Her dad has 2 cars, wouldn't loan her one. She had to get to work, other things.
And you put it on your credit card.
I told her that I have a credit card that she can use. However, I had just bought a house and money was kind of tight, so I asked her that when the minimum payments came in, she would make those payments. She agreed, everything was fine. Went down there, left the card. Card had...
Did she ever make payments on the car?
Never.
You owe him this money?
Yes, I do.
All right, you seem to acknowledge that you owe him this money in your answer.
Yes.
And that bill is $2,081.72.
Yes.
You acknowledge that that's the amount?
Yes.
You spent a lot of his money, so that's so far we have that amount. Let's keep tabs on this. Okay. The next thing you're suing her for is for damage caused to your property.
Yes.
Tell me about this damage, when it was caused, sir.
Well, it's hard for me to think of the exact date that it started, so if I can go with this. We broke up in the beginning of March. Throughout the next about 2.5 months, we were talking, trying to work things out. There was times where she didn't want anything to do with me. There was times where I didn't want anything to do with her. We would start to argue and get upset. It always happened at my house, the conversations, and you know, when I would be done with it and I would ask her to leave, I would tell her to leave. She wouldn't leave. I would begin to get stronger with telling her to leave. There was many nights where I would lock her out of my house because I didn't want to talk to her anymore. She would kick my door in, my front door, kick the panels through. She became very insultive to my roommates. Every time she would leave, she would run through my wrought iron gate and slam it so hard that it would bend through past the stopping point. There was one night where her and I were supposed to go to the lake early in the morning. We began fighting throughout that evening. And when I say early in the morning, we were leaving at 5 to meet with a friend. At about 3 o'clock, we started arguing, fighting. I told her, look, you're not going to go with me to the lake today. I'm going. Let's cool off. She didn't like that, wouldn't let me leave. She became physically abusive, with not letting me leave. I managed to make it into my car by tricking her, going around to the passenger side, crawling over. As I'm doing this, she's standing there kicking my car door. Then I go to leave, drive about 2.5 miles to my friend's house that I was meeting at 5. She follows me the whole way, stops in the gas station behind me. More abuse, more insults. I just get in my car and take off, spilling gas all over the back of my car. I get to my friend's house. She follows me up that driveway. It's about 5:15 in the morning, might even been earlier. She's yelling, waking up his neighbors. His neighbors are reaching out their window, asking us to keep it down. I finally agree because I feel really bad that it's in my friend's house and my friend's neighbors are getting upset. I go out to the street with her. I'm talking with her. Finally, she leaves. There's been many cases. She's insulted my roommates,
I'm not interested in her insulting your roommates.
Okay.
I'm not even interested in her insulting
Okay,
you. You're not going to get compensated for it, sir.
Right.
And the fact is that you told me that she was invited over to your house frequently, and each time you said she came over, she slammed the wrought iron gate. Then, well, if she kept doing that, then you stop inviting her over. You didn't expect me to...
I understand.
You didn't expect her to pay for that.
No, I don't.
And you
that
didn't
was
expect
my
her to pay for
foolishness.
Of course it was.
However, what I do expect her to
Then
pay...
let's cut to the chase.
Okay.
Because I have other things to do today.
The main instance that I'm concerned with was there was 2 different times where she kicked in my door because I didn't want to talk to her and I asked her to go home and she wouldn't. The main night was the night that it was about 3:30 in the morning. I was on the phone talking to somebody that I had met a few nights before. We were out at a club. I asked her to call me when she got home and make sure she was all right. Nikki called my house once, hung up, called again, said I love you, hung up, called again. Who are you talking to? I said a friend. Whatever, I don't want to talk to you, I hang up on her. She drives to my house, it's like 3:34 in the morning. Drives to my house, I hear a car pull up, I go outside, she appears to be calm. She starts interrogating me about this girl, and when I'm answering, she spits on the back of my head. I get up, look at her, and say, go home, I'm going inside. She goes to my front door first. I didn't know what she was doing at this time. Later, I find out that when she went to the door, she flicked a cigarette in my house. Because about 15 minutes later, when her and I both make our way into the living room talking, and she says to me, you don't care about me, well, look how much I care about you, and points to my couch, which I have pictures of. The cigarette festered the hole. When I tell her to leave, she runs to the TV that she bought for me for Christmas, slams the TV against the wall, and knocks the cable box off the wall, causing a dent in the wall, of which I also have pictures of. That's the cigarette burning the couch. That's the whole couch. When she hears me talking on the phone with the police, she lunges at me, bites me on my arm, of which I also have pictures of.
Would you like to also include that you were grabbing me and that a week before you would beat me? I have a police report to report that.
Just a minute, that's not the truth of the matter is that may be relevant in some other proceeding, but it's not relevant to this proceeding. You're not suing for that.
So when she hears me dial the phone, she lunges at me and bites on my arm. As soon as she hears me talking with the cops, she realizes I'm telling the truth because I had threatened many times before, but to be honest with you, Your Honor, the reason why this went on for so long is because I felt like a wimp calling the cops for a girl.
Is this these pictures of your arm, sir, to show me a bite?
Yes, would you like me to point it out?
Yeah, but you're not suing for this, sir. You're not suing for assault. No. So, I mean, although this is terrible, I don't have to look at it.
So, as soon as she hears me talking with the police officers, she runs out of my house, knocking over a chair on my porch, running through the gate, slamming it past the breaker point. I do have a picture of that also. And the last thing that I remember her saying to me are, oh, by the way, I'm Rob, a guy that she works with.
Todd Fitzgerald says when his girlfriend Nicole broke up with him, she left behind numerous unpaid bills.
Now, the last thing that you're suing her for is tattoo removal.
Yeah.
That I'm sure you want to tell me about.
Yes, I think I need to because it sounds funny.
It sure does, so let me hear.
Okay, we started dating back in 3.5 years ago. Okay, about 2 months after we began dating, she put "I love Scott" tattooed right here on her stomach. Okay. The night at the tattoo studio.
First mistake.
Actually, it wasn't 2 months.
Well, maybe it was
2 months,
3 or 4.
6 months, 20 years, it's always a mistake.
The night at the tattoo studio, she looked at me and said, okay, it's your turn. I wasn't about to do that. For the next 3 years, not that often, but every 6 months or so, every couple months, she'd throw in a little comment about, oh, I have your name tattooed on me, go get my name tattooed on you. Constant things. Okay, back then, I loved this girl incredibly, and I honestly thought I was gonna spend the rest of my life with her. So yeah, I chose to go and get the tattoo put on me because of her, all right? Since then, with all the changes, now I would not have done that either unless she had been constantly bringing it back up. So I did it. Tattoo said, always loving my little Nikki.
Always loving my
little Nikki. Now, since her change in attitude caused my change in feelings about wanting to spend the rest of my life with her, it might sound ludicrous, Your Honor, but I can't help feeling that because of her change in feelings, it changed my change in feelings. I can't help but feeling that she's partly responsible for having that tattoo removed.
Okay, so you told me. You got it off your chest?
Yep.
Got it off your chest? Good.
Actually, off my arm.
Okay. Mr. Savoy, the thing that I want you to address first is this incident where you clearly burned his sofa with your cigarette.
I did throw the cigarette on his couch.
Why? It's 3:30 in the morning. You call your old boyfriend. You find him on the phone with somebody else. You're annoyed. You get into your car, 3:30 in the morning. Big mistake. First mistake was the tattoo you put on yourself. I'm sure there were others in between, but you were angry, you got into your car, and you went over there. So tell me your version of what happened.
I was upset with him. About a week before I threw the cigarette on his couch, we had gotten into a really big fight. We were supposed to go out, and he got angry about a joke I made about his car or something. So I was going to leave. He slammed the door as I was opening it and strangled me.
That's not true, Your Honor, at all.
She was very quiet when you were talking, Richard.
Because I was telling the truth, Your
No,
Honor.
just a second. She
telling
was
the truth.
very quiet when you were talking. Go ahead.
He grabbed me in his arm right in here, and he dragged me through the hall and flipped me on his bed and got on top of me, and he started strangling me, threatening to kill me and him. And every time I would try to scream, but nobody was home, I was trying to get his neighbor's attention.
This was a week before the cigarette.
Mm-hmm. He attacked me like that, and then I threw the cigarette on him, on his couch, because I was upset.
Just a second. Did you throw the cigarette on his couch then, or
Yeah.
this 3:30 in the morning incident?
3:30 in the morning.
That was a week later.
Yeah.
Just a second. Are you a smart girl?
Yes.
A guy grabs you, puts you in a chokehold, assaults you, and according to you, a week later, you went to his house at 3:30 in the morning. Does that sound stupid?
Yeah.
Good. So you got there 3:30 in the morning, and what did you do?
Well, we were trying to work things out, and he said that he was just apologizing, and he wanted us to get back together. And then that night that he tells me he's on the phone with some girl, yeah, it really upset me. So I went over there, and I shouldn't have.
He apologized for what happened a week before, and then you found that he was on the phone with somebody else. So you damaged his sofa, right?
Yeah, but he's making a much bigger deal out of it. It's not like his friends haven't destroyed it anyway.
Well, I mean,
I know I made a hole in his couch.
It doesn't look like it came from some boutique collection in the most expensive
And
sofa store.
stains can be cleaned off.
You may just have to live with this little cigarette hole in your sofa, sir, and the tattoo on your arm. Do you understand? This was a long-term relationship. It clearly has ended, I assume.
Yes.
Now, not very difficult. You have a countersuit. Your countersuit is for all your belongings that are at his house. You say he refuses to give you his belongings. Have you gotten them back?
No.
What do you have at his house?
I have all my dishes, all my furniture, like 10 boxes of personal belongings, books, clothes, a dresser,
And
basically
you
everything
acknowledge
I
that all
have.
that is in your house, sir?
Yes.
I've been living for 6 months without anything, no furniture, nothing.
All right.
I can't make a meal at home, nothing. And he says that we have an agreement, which is not even true. He did not tell me that he was going to keep my things till I paid him back. He did not ever say that. He said that when he got upset with me one day.
All right, well, when you're in love, everything is wonderful. When you break up, nothing is wonderful.
Judge Judy continues. Scott Fitzgerald says when his girlfriend Nicole broke up with him, she left behind numerous unpaid bills.
You clearly owed him $2,081.72, an amount that you acknowledge was put on his credit card, and it was a loan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pay him that. As far as the damage, sir, all the damage and all the things that you told me she broke, deal with it. Deal with it. Relationship is over, and the only damage that I saw, quite frankly, is a cigarette hole to a very old, battered sofa. Now, you can have it mended, you can turn over the cushion, you can do a lot of things so that you don't have to look at it. I'm certainly not giving you $500 to $1,000 for a new sofa. If you want $25 to have a weaver come in to see if they can fix up the hole, I would consider that. But as far as $500 to $1,000 for a new sofa, forget about it. And as far as having your tattoo removed, that's your stupidity. Again, you deal with it. Now, let's get to her things.
One more thing on that note, Your Honor, please. The car door, have you addressed that? I have an estimate for that.
Did you bang in his car door?
She kicked it in.
Did you kick in his car door?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was being a jerk like he always is.
Give me the estimate.
Your Honor, he's making me out to be the bad guy here, like I'm the abusive one. He's always abused me throughout the entire relationship, kicked in apartment doors, car doors, everything. Beat me a few
That's not
times.
true.
That
That
is
is
true.
not
You are
true.
totally lying right now, and you know
Then,
it.
Miss Savoy,
Beat
listen
you?
to me.
Yes, you have.
A
Hey,
few times, beat you, even once.
then you were foolish for sticking around, and you were foolish to go over there 3:30 in the morning to try to get him back. Do you understand?
You're right, and I'm gone
Good.
now.
So, then it's a good lesson. All right, so what is this whole thing? Install labor, tint glass. She did all this damage?
Well, what's listed on there is not the damage. What they have to do when they do an invoice, they have to break it down for everything they have to do in order to fix it and give an actual time quote on how long that takes. She kicked in my door, so what they have to do is they have to break down the
Which
time.
door? I have front door, rear
My
door.
passenger, which would be the right front door. So what that breaks down is removing the moldings, removing the door handle,
Yeah, but
painting
it says I have a
prepping it.
rear door here, rear upper window molding, rear door handle. What does that have to do
No, I
with the
think it's
front
right.
door?
I think what is
Right rear. I have right rear, right front. Looks like they fixed the whole side of a car, not just one door. Take a
No,
look.
if
what it
I
says.
can look at it, I'll tell you.
Sure.
What that is that says refinish and blend, because there's going to be new paint on that one door. It's not an old car, Your Honor. It's a '92 Ford Explorer, and I don't plan to keep it forever. When I go to sell it, they're going to see that that door's been repainted, and I'm not going to get as much money for it. Why do I have to lose that? So what they have to do is they have to blend the paint on the back door, since it's next to it, as well as the paint on the front fender.
All right, let me see it.
It says over here on the second column under labor type, it says refinish and blend.
Okay. Temper. Okay. When could she have all of her property?
As soon as I get my money.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Okay. When could she have all of her property?
As soon as I get my money.
Well, you're going to get your money. $2,573 is what you're going to get. And that gives you $25 to have somebody come in and weave out this cigarette hole. So you're going to get your money. You want to do this exchange within 3 days?
I can't do it within 3 days. I'm
I'd
working.
like it
Why not?
3 days.
Because I'm working, Your Honor.
When can you do it, sir?
To be honest with you, I'm having my house is being remodeled inside right now, and everything is like torn apart.
When you
So I can get it by not this weekend coming up, but the next weekend. I'm off that Saturday and Sunday, and I can spend those whole 2 days going through my house, everything that belongs to her.
Okay. Furniture?
There's very minimal furniture. There's a table and some chairs, as well as a mirror and a nightstand. And I think that's it for furniture. The rest of it's appliances.
What kind of appliances?
There's a microwave, a coffee grinder, coffee machine, a blender, a toaster oven.
Where are you living now, sir?
I live in Burbank.
Are you living in the house while it's being remodeled?
Yes. But everything that was in my living room, bedroom, and office and hallway has been pushed into my kitchen. You can't even walk through there because I had the hardwood floors refinished.
Okay. A week from Saturday, make arrangements to pick up all your things. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I have a restraining order out on her. She can't come to my house, but I've already said that I'm more than willing to pay for a delivery company to pick everything up from my house.
Good. A week from Saturday, deliver it.
Okay.
Okay?
Honor?
There. What?
I would like to go up there with a cop so I can get my things because I don't trust him to give me all my things back.
He's going to give you all your things back.
I don't believe he will.
Just a second. I can't. You have a restraining order. Is that right? He just said that there's a restraining order against you. Is that
Can
correct?
I send one of my friends over there?
No. He's going to sit. I don't want to create any more difficulty. I assume he does not either. If he's gone so far as to get a restraining order against you, Miss LeSavoy, I assume he doesn't want you to come again. I assume that if there's any item that is questionable,
I don't want
you'll
any.
use the smart thing, do the smart thing, pack it up,
Yeah.
and send it over. Good. Thank you very much. That's all.
They step out.
On the next,
John Bona versus Gray. Step forward, please.
33-year-old Laurie Bona is suing her ex-boyfriend, Randy Gray, because she says he filed false charges causing her to be arrested. Randy is countersuing, claiming that in a violent rage, Laurie threw an electric can opener at him, cutting off a portion of his ear.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 140 in the matter of Bona versus Gray. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be
Thank you.
seated. Have a seat, sir. Have a seat.
Miss Bona, you have a rather interesting complaint, to say the least, madam. It's clear from your complaint that you assaulted the defendant and cut his ear in half. And
I assaulted him?
yeah, you sort of acknowledge the fact that you did that. You're going to tell me the whole story, but you acknowledge the fact that as a result of picking up an object, you assaulted him and his ear was split. Is that the ear?
Yes, ma'am.
I see it. So you're suing him for $5,000 that covers the cost of your being arrested and bail and lawyer's fees, plus loss of work and defending yourself because he subsequently dropped the charges.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me hear, and then we'll get to your countersuit, sir, which you, I understand, have just filed today and served on the plaintiff. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Bona, tell me about it.
Here's the statement to police, which ended.
No, tell me, don't give me the statement to the police. You tell me what happened. You two were together, were an item for years.
He came by my house.
Just a second. You two were an item. You lived together, dated.
No, he wasn't living there.
Dated for a long time. How long?
On and off?
Yes.
I'm not sure. Over a year.
Okay. But it was not a good relationship. It
No.
was an abusive relationship, you
Yes.
claim. So tell me what happened on this day.
He came by my house. I have the can opener here. I have pictures of the house to describe how the kitchen is. And he came by my house. He was really, really drunk, calling me names. And I said, "Go away, Randy." And I went to call the police. He grabbed the phone out of the wall, so I couldn't call the police. He came at me. He said I was, because I don't know why, he was drunk, very drunk. He'd been sitting up there for 3 hours.
Sitting up where?
It's, where was he? Bill's Market, where he goes to get drunk all the time. The corner market.
Okay, so he came into the house?
So he came, he called me a bunch of names. I said, "Leave me alone." And when he saw that I was going to call the police, he came after me. I thought he was going to hit me. I just reached for whatever I could. I said, "Stay away from me. Get back." And he came at me anyways, and I said, "Stay away," and I just swung it and it hit him in the air, and I really did not mean...
Let me see the can opener.
It's kind of old and been around. I'd like to demonstrate.
So's his ear. It's been around, right?
Your Honor, may I add something else?
Okay.
His last girlfriend,
Okay. Got his
she
last
broke
girl.
his jaw with a 2x4,
So, well, he doesn't have much luck with women.
and he had it wired shut.
Okay, so is that the can opener that sliced your ear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what did you do after you hit him with the
I
can
called the
opener?
police right away.
And what happened
Here's-
when you called the police?
Well, he grabbed the phone out of me. He said he was going to kill me, and I just ran because he's yelling about his ear.
So you left the house?
I left. I called the police. I said, here's the police.
Don't tell me the report. I'm more interested in what you have to say.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
you hit
left.
him. You saw he was bleeding.
Yes. I left, and I had my landlord right away. I said, Mr. Fowler, take Randy to the hospital. And he went over to take Randy to the hospital. He wouldn't go. He had duct taped his ear.
Just a second.
It's in a police
Now,
report.
shh, Ms. Bona.
Sorry.
Hold it. Now, Mr. Gray, I read your answer. Were you drunk when you came to her house? No, don't look down.
I had a few beers, yes.
A few is how many?
4 or 5.
So you were a little bit-
No less than Lori had drank that night.
Yeah, but she didn't go to your house. You went to her house.
No, ma'am. We lived in that house together. We co-inhabited that house. It says so right in the police report.
When was the last time you slept there?
The night that this happened,
Well, before that night.
the night before that.
Had he been sleeping there? Look at me, Ms. Bona. Had he been sleeping there? You sure?
Yes, I swear under
Okay,
penalty.
well, maybe you forgot where you were sleeping, sir. Listen, you got to the house and you were a little bit drunk. You
No,
went
ma'am,
into the.
that's not how it started at all.
Well, how did it start?
We both came home from work at the same time. Lori picked a fight with me.
About what? Stop playing with the papers. She picked a fight with you about what?
About what I'd found in her purse. Because I asked her for a cigarette. When I walked in the door home from work, I said, Lori, do you have a cigarette? She said, look in my purse. I looked in her purse, found something there, shouldn't have been there, confronted her with it. She started screaming at me. I walked down to the store, give her and myself time to cool off, came back. I sat down on the...
So you left the house and you went to the store.
Which is 3 houses away.
And is this at this store where you had a beer or two?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that part of the story isn't so different. You weren't in the house, you had a few beers, and then you came back to the house.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you came back to the house?
Lori threatened to call 911 on me because we were arguing, and every time we got in an argument, that's the first thing she would do is pick up the phone, call 911, say, help, he's trying to kill me.
Mm-hmm. So,
Then
what
I
happened?
told
She
her-
went to the phone, she's calling 911.
No, ma'am. I picked up the phone. I said, you know what, Lori, I'm going to call your work and tell them what kind of person you really are. I picked up the phone.
What were you going to tell them?
What was I going to tell them? Her actions, what she does, how she treats me, how she acts around the house, what she does
Our
off
boss
work.
wouldn't be interested in that, sir.
Well, that's right. That's when she hit me over the head, not once, but twice with the can opener, leaving a 3-inch gash right here and doing this to my ear.
Now, what I found interesting about your answer to this was you said that immediately after this happened, you fell asleep on the couch. And you waited for her to come home to take you to the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
Why would she, after being so furious with you, to split your head open, why would you, if you were in your right mind, fall asleep on the couch and think that she was going to come home and take you to the hospital?
Because this kind of thing had happened many times before, only not to that extent.
All right. Now, ultimately, sir, you decided not to press charges. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you did, in fact, file a police report, so she was arrested.
Yes, ma'am. That's because when I came back to her house, a week later after this happened, I went to the hospital, I left, I went and stayed with my mother. I came back to get my belongings, which was a lot of paperwork, tools, clothes. She told me that she'd thrown all those away. I had a pickup truck that was parked there. She had slashed all the tires, broke all the windows, stabbed the body parts full of holes. And that's when I told her, you know, I'm gonna go press charges against you, Lori. And then she towed it out in the street to be towed away by the county.
You didn't see her do all the damage to the truck?
No, ma'am, but it was parked in front of her home. I'm sure she either did it or witnessed it.
She may have. Did you do all the... Ms. Bona, stop shaking your head now. It's very important that you tell me the truth, madam, because I'm like a truth. Stop looking.
I did not do that, Your Honor.
Well, who did all those things to his truck?
His ex-girlfriend's son, Jeremiah, she lives up the street. His ex-girlfriend, the one who broke his jaw with the 2x4, she couldn't get rid of him for 4 years. he started yelling at her that day, and Jeremiah came by and broke your windows. Why would I break your windows? It already looked ugly in front of my house. Why would I want an uglier truck in front of my house?
Okay.
The truck was ugly, ma'am. It was no doors. And then I would like to demonstrate with this can opener that it's not consistent with an attack. So it was broken,
Listen.
how it got hit.
His ear is split open. Don't make it worse for yourself.
Judge Judy continued cases. Real people. Judge Judy. Randy Gray is being sued by his former girlfriend, Lori Vona. She claims Randy had her arrested on false charges. Randy is countersuing because in a violent rage, Lori threw an electric can opener at him, cutting off a portion of his ear.
Now, what I find interesting is you didn't have her arrested immediately. Why?
Because I have a lot of feelings for Lori. I have a lot of feelings for her 2 children. I didn't want to see anybody get thrown in jail. I knew what kind of things that spousal abuse does to people nowadays, the new laws, and I couldn't see throwing somebody in jail, making her lose her job and her children. I just couldn't do it.
Listen to what you just said to me.
Yes, ma'am.
She attacked you with a can opener, your body, your person.
Yes, ma'am.
She slit your ear in half. I can see where it's cut. And you didn't press charges against her. Then she damaged your truck. So you decided to press charges against her. Does something not sound right to you, sir? She almost, according to you, she almost killed you.
No, ma'am, I didn't say that.
Well, that thing, hitting somebody on the head with that thing can kill them. If it's placed right, right? It could almost kill you. It only goes to show you, men have this peculiar thing with their trucks, their cars. Do you understand how foolish that sounds to a woman? You know, a woman would say, God, you put your hand on my finger.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to have you arrested.
And I would have been arrested if I would have ever laid a finger on her or attacked her the way she says. I would have been in jail, guaranteed.
Okay. Now, why are you... So she's suing you for false arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
You ultimately dropped the charges against her.
Yes, ma'am. I called up the district attorney that was in charge of her case and told her I would come down there and lie for her. I lived at her house at this time when she was going to court for this.
Okay. Now, were the charges ultimately dropped?
I was completely exonerated when this had the evidence.
Just a second. Did you have a trial? Now,
No.
Ms. Vona, don't try to do a fast talk on me.
Well, that's what it says here.
Don't do a fast talk on me. Did you have a trial?
No, I did not, ma'am.
If you didn't have a trial, then you weren't completely exonerated.
Oh, that's just what it says here.
Just listen to me.
I didn't know it even meant. I had to look it up in the dictionary.
What happened is he refused to press charges and he refused to come forward and testify at the trial.
I think they would have went ahead anyways if they believed that I was guilty of anything, because if you hurt somebody, whether or not they press charges, the district attorney will go ahead and press charges.
Now you're in the head of the district attorney.
No, I'm saying that's...
He said he wasn't going to prosecute.
I don't believe that he did that.
Oh, I believe that he did that. I believe that after he sobered up a little bit and looked at the truck and said it's not so important, and he said he really has feelings for you, he didn't want you to go to jail. I believe that he did that. But that's not false arrest, Ms. Vona. You did in fact cause injury to him.
He made a false statement to the police resulting in my arrest.
Well, let me see what the false statement was.
Oh, sure. I didn't know you didn't see it.
The statement that he gave to the police, according to his declaration, madam, is exactly what he told me. Now.
So I can't. He lied in his report to the police.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. How could he have been working 3 hours before 6:49?
Listen to me.
That's the first statement's a lie.
Listen
It goes
to
on
me.
to lie and lie, lie. It's false
His
arrest.
statement, no, it isn't. You just acknowledged to me.
Yes, I heard him. It was self-defense. I was in fear of my life.
Fine. That's not false arrest, madam. That's what the police officers observed. Him injured, you not. That's not false arrest. He had you arrested because you did, in fact, slice his ear in half. So.
It was self-defense, ma'am. And
if you
came at me again, I'd do it again.
Well, then I would have... There was never a trial. That's for a criminal trial to determine whether it was in self-defense.
They did. They exonerated me. Exonerate. That's what it says.
Ms.
To
Bonner,
be
you can
free
dance.
from
You
blank.
can
He
dance
lied.
from today
So
till
anybody can
tomorrow. Your lawsuit is dismissed. Now let's get to you. You have a counterclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a counterclaim against her for how much? I want to see the papers that you filed.
I don't believe this.
I want to see the papers
So
that
you
you
don't even
filed.
have to review the evidence?
Miss Bona, will you ever serve today with a copy of a cross complaint by Mr. Gray?
Just today, ma'am. I had no time to prepare for it.
Can I see what you were served with?
Whatever they gave me.
I'd like. Do you have it? Because he
It's
doesn't have his
somewhere in
copy.
here.
Did you file that cross complaint in a court, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Which court?
Sacramento Small Claims Court.
When did you file it?
Friday, this last Friday.
All right, Ms.
I
Bona,
gave both copies to the lady.
could I see what you were served with today, please? I'll wait.
Well, I really don't feel like giving you anything.
Well, Miss Bona,
But I
you
will.
have- Of course you will.
Judge Judy can her girlfriend, Lori Bona. She claims Randy had her arrested on false charges. Randy is countersuing because in a violent rage, Lori threw an electric can opener at him, cutting off a portion of his ear.
It's a very narrow legal issue, Ms. Bona.
So
Filing a false report causing somebody to be arrested is a very technical legal four corners.
So if it was a false
complaint.
report, how come?
There is not a false report, madam. He alleged that you hit him with a can opener, causing his ear to be sliced in half. At least two police officers responded to the scene, saw his ear sliced in half, and took that report. That's what the report says.
that he refused to press charges.
Then he
You're
changed
not reading all the evidence.
Then he changed his mind, which he is absolutely entitled to do.
If he tells the truth in a complaint, I wouldn't have been arrested for 3 felonies. For sure, if he says I attacked him with a can opener, they're going to slice me with all these charges.
Are you going to show me what he served you with today?
If I can find it. I don't know. I just had everything. I just can't believe it. It's self-defense, and you
just find.
You just said yourself they were false charges. I heard you. The whole court heard you. So whatever. I already lost. So go ahead.
Can I see that, please?
No, you have to have it. You know. You just said he filed a false police report. You're acknowledging that, but you say that I am not because you don't. I'm not gonna say it.
Sir, you filed this report. You allege conversion of a Chevy pickup truck and a dent to his 1982 Pontiac. That have to do with the trucks that were outside her house?
No, ma'am. It has to do with this case. It has to do with the bail amount. She came by my friend's house here when I was there, told me I owed her bail money, and if I wouldn't get out there and talk to her, she was going to run into my car. I said, I have nothing to say to you. She ran into my car and drove off.
She ran into which car?
My Pontiac Firebird.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I did not. And I have the letter. Well, it doesn't matter what I have because you're not going to look at it anyway.
I have a witness that she did it in front of his house that witnessed her, him, his wife, and his neighbors.
Step up, please.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see?
I seen her come to my house, ask for him to come out, and he refused to talk to her because he didn't want to have nothing to do with her. And she went over and hit his car first with her fist. I guess she couldn't do enough damage with that. Then she got in her car and rammed into it and then took off.
You have an estimate for damage to the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
Can I be excused? This is all a joke.
No, you can't be excused until the case is over. You know, listen to me. You have an absolute right to be present during the remainder of these proceedings. The reason we have a court, Ms. Vaughn, is because two people cannot agree. Two people cannot agree.
Yeah,
So
you and
you come into court asking a court, both of you, whether or not the court can resolve an issue. If you are not happy with that judgment, that doesn't mean you stomp your feet like a baby and pick up your marbles and leave.
What a joke.
Bird, she can leave.
Thank you.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
What were your medical bills, sir?
$367.43, which I haven't paid either.
Let me see them, please. All right, so far I have damages in the amount of $1,234. You have a drinking problem, Mr. Gray?
No, ma'am.
I think you do. I want to tell you something. I think you do. And while there is no excuse for what Ms. Varner did to you, I believe that in all probability, you were not a stranger to the courts in the area of domestic violence situations, whether you were the victim or whether you were the perpetrator. Do you understand?
Yes,
It's happened
ma'am,
to you
I
before.
understand what you're saying.
And I would suggest to you, sir, that probably a good deal of that comes as a result of your drinking. Bird, you want to, I hear her making a racket out there, so I want her out of my courthouse. Get her out of my courthouse. So, I'm entering a judgment in your favor, Mr. Gray, in the amount of $1,234, which are your medical bills and the damage to the truck. That's all.
Please excuse, you may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge...
Parties on Lucio versus Cole. Step forward, please.
38-year-old Sandra Lucio and her husband Jesse are suing Sandra's plastic surgeon, Dr. Richard Cole. The Lucios claim Dr. Cole botched Sandra's breast enlargement surgery, and now she faces another operation.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, all rise. Your Honor, this is case number 183 on the calendar in the matter of Lucio versus Cole. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Lucio, is this your husband?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat, sir? And you are Dr. Cole.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lucio, you are suing Dr. Cole because you say that he performed a breast augmentation procedure for you and you were not satisfied with the result.
That's correct, Your Honor.
I gather from your complaint that this was not the first time that you had had a breast augmentation procedure.
That's correct.
When was the first time that you had the procedure done?
It was in 1992.
What happened with that procedure?
It was fine.
So why are you doing it again?
For larger breasts.
Why?
It's what I wanted.
If you had the procedure done in 1992 and you said it was fine, what changed in the last 4 or 5 years?
I just thought that I would prefer larger breasts. I had breastfed my children, and I was at a certain size. And with age, my figure had changed, and that I wanted it more in proportion.
And are you telling me that you were totally satisfied with the procedure that was done in 1992?
Yes.
Well, let me make sure. Didn't you tell me in your complaint that your breast size was different? One was heavier than the other?
That was before any surgery.
And after the 1992 surgery, both breasts were exactly the same?
Pretty much. It was from a different doctor.
I know it was from a different doctor. What do you mean, pretty much?
It was to my satisfaction, yes.
Okay. And then you consulted Dr. Cole.
That's correct.
Why didn't you go back to the doctor that you consulted in 1992 and who did the surgery in 1992?
He had moved.
Okay. Moved to another city, another...
I just couldn't find him. He had moved. He had moved from an area he wasn't, I couldn't find him. I couldn't locate him.
Did you try?
I had went to him when I had a problem with some pain, and I had went back to his office, and they were doing some remodeling around that area. And so, and also I had had a girlfriend that gave me some information on Dr. Cole, and I had seen his work on some lip surgery that he had done for her, and I just thought I'd try another doctor.
Okay. So he came well recommended to you?
He came recommended for a different type of surgery.
So why did you decide to use him for breast surgery?
I went and had a consultation with him. I listened to what he had to say, and I just thought I would use him.
How much was he going to charge you for the surgery?
He was going to charge me originally $3,600.
And ultimately?
The $75 consultation fee, and then I also paid, the total was $3,200 with the
surgical center was $800, which brought a total of $4,000.
How much did you pay for the first surgery?
I don't recall. Not the total.
Do you remember?
I wasn't involved with her at the time.
Oh.
I wasn't married to her at the time, Your Honor.
When did the two of you get married?
In 95.
But you have children from a prior marriage, is that right?
Correct, yes.
You have no children together?
No.
I want to ask you a couple of questions, so stand up here. You fell in love with her the way she was, right?
Yes.
Did you encourage her to have this second surgical procedure?
No, I did not.
Did you try to discourage her?
Yes, I did.
My kind of man. You said, I love you the way you are, honey, don't do it.
Yes, I did.
Probably should have listened to him. How long do you stay in the hospital when you have this surgical procedure?
2 hours.
And how long is the discomfort period afterwards?
It's for about a week.
Or more?
Or more.
Well, in this case, Your Honor, it's for ever since it's happened. She's not able to even look at herself in the mirror. I have to deal with that.
Well, I don't quite understand because according to the complaint, your complaint against Dr. Cole is that your breasts are a different size.
Correct, they're uneven.
Uneven.
We paid the money that we paid for them to be even. They were even the
I
first
wouldn't have
time.
listened to me. At my age, I don't look so closely anymore. Even, uneven, I'm just happy that I have them, that's it.
Well, Your Honor, if I may,
yes.
The first time she had it done, they were even. They were balanced out. We informed Dr. Cole and we gave him the procedure that had been done the first time and explained to him that they were uneven and that the first doctor had compensated for the fact that they were uneven. He explained to us that he understood and that he would make the proper adjustment to make them come out even, which he did not.
Dr. Cole, I'll hear you, sir.
When the couple came to me, the chief complaint here was that they did not like the first surgeon's work at all. She complains, and I have pictures to show, that the nipples pointed towards the axilla or the armpits bilaterally.
Did you complain about that?
No, he showed that to me, but I hadn't noticed.
You hadn't noticed it?
I mean, it was the way I was.
Go ahead.
She had a large retraction pocket with a muscle pulling in on the right side particularly. The breasts weren't round or smooth. They were irregularly shaped where the type of implants that were placed were adhesed to the capsules.
I don't understand all that. Does that mean they didn't look nice?
They didn't look nice.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Plastic surgeon Dr. Richard Cole denies he did anything wrong when he performed breast enlargement surgery on Sandra Lucio. Sandra says Dr. Cole botched the procedure.
Go ahead, Dr. Cole.
The chief complaint they had at that time was the shape. They did not like the shape of the breast. They didn't think it was normal or natural, and there was a lot of discomfort, particularly on the right side. The second thing...
you said that you had gone back to the other doctor because you'd had some discomfort.
I had pulled a muscle.
Just a second. Look at me. Did you complain that you had discomfort to Dr. Cole?
That I had...
Discomfort?
No, he's not the one that I went back to. I went back to the original one.
I know that. When you went to see Dr. Cole, did you tell him that you had discomfort?
I had pain.
Pain. All right, you told him that you had pain on one side of your breast?
No, I had pain from the incisions, not pain from...
What difference it make whether it's pain from the incision from the surgery or pain from the implant? It's the same thing. You had pain in your breast, madam. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand.
Go ahead, Dr. Cole.
The second thing they said was they'd like to have the breast enlarged if possible. The third thing I garnished not from them, but from the records they had given me from the first surgery, that there was some inequality between the breast sizes. The doctor had estimated that the difference between the two breasts was around 25 cc's difference, which is less than 2 tablespoons. But I said, if that's the third thing in terms of your interest, I will try to get that as close as possible. When I did the surgical procedure, I had a difficult time getting the capsules, the shape of the breasts, and I spent most of my time working on that so they'd be round and smooth, the nipples would point forward. The second amount of time I tried to do was to get the implant of largest size that I could in. And I explained this to Lucio's time and time again, that I could only get the size implant in that I could get in. I could not get more stuff in the area if it would not go. and I fill the implants till they're completely full and as much size as I do not have any prior conceived notion about implant size. They cost the same to me. There's no more problem getting them in if they're bigger. I had no axe to grind as far as I put the largest ones that would fit in her body safely and still be able to close the muscle tissue. I did that, and by the time I got the implants filled, I could not take some out of one side to make them even because it would have made one implant grossly smaller than the other. And I explained this to him, that I had done the best I could to get best shape, the most size I could out of them, and that's what my aims were. She had on one side, just for numbers, 300 cc's before I started, and I ended up with 430. That's over a third larger than what she started off with. On the other side, again, I put 430 cc's.
Do you have photographs for me?
I have preoperative photographs.
And I'd like to see the postoperative photographs.
I don't have any post-op. She did not come
I
back
have
from post-op.
some photographs.
Well, I'd like to take a look at...
Sir, stay right there.
Okay. Can I see the postoperative photographs, please?
May I say something, Your Honor?
Yes.
When we went to Dr. Cole informed us that he was able to put 400, the bag size, 400 cc's in her breasts and enlarge them to anywhere between, for one side would be 450 to 460, the other side would be 490 to almost 500. When the doctor did the surgery, the only reason we even found out that he didn't put the right size in was because we asked for a copy of his report from his secretary. His secretary gave us a copy of the report. My wife was just devastated because he had not put the size that he indicated to us. We immediately went back into his office and said, "You didn't put the right size." He said, "Well, they no longer make that size."
Mr. Lucio.
Yes.
I can't use these photographs because these photographs don't show me anything. You showed me photographs. Your wife is wearing a brassiere.
Well, she was embarrassed to show you them without, Your Honor.
Well, then, that's not proof, sir. I need proof.
That shows you that I can't wear a bra.
No, it doesn't, madam, because I can, any woman can put on a bra, and unless she puts both sides in the same way, she can manipulate one side so one side looks one way and one side looks the other way. I have one set of photographs with the way you look pre-operative, and I don't have anything here. You understand that, Mr. Lucio? I mean, what I have here is something that's masked, that's covered.
Judge Judy continued. 38-year-old Sandra Lucio and her husband Jesse are suing Sandra's plastic surgeon, Dr. Richard Cole. The Lucios claim Dr. Cole botched Sandra's breast enlargement surgery, and now she faces another operation.
I mean, what I have here is something that's masked, that's covered.
Well, we have a report, I'm sorry, from another doctor, Dr. Villicana. Wait, no, it's, if I may, just, Your Honor, it's just a...
Evaluation and the cost of what it would be to correct the surgery.
I'm not going to read a report from another doctor. If you want to show me another doctor's bill, a bill, I will certainly look at, but I will not accept another doctor's statement in lieu of the doctor's testimony.
We were charged with this doctor's report so that he could also, you know, show you that there is a difference. Just by
He says there's a difference. Madam, he says that there's a difference.
This is a drastic difference. I cannot wear a bra that's a normal size. One size fits and the other one does not. I would show you, you're a woman, you would just by looking at me. I can't wear a bathing suit. I can't wear anything that
Have you
is
been back to
normal
Dr.
size.
Cole?
We talked to Dr. Cole. The
Have
way
you
he told me is that every woman is basically odd-sized. You're not born even. And he said that there wasn't much difference. To me, there is a difference. Eventually, after talking to him, then he said, okay, I agree. He would go in and reopen the valve. When we spoke to
When
the
he
other
said
doctor,
reopen the valve, he meant reopen the valve and take some out from one side?
No, he was going to put some more in.
Madam, I don't understand you. You know, I'm looking at the procedure, the preoperative procedure, the preoperative photographs. And quite frankly, I don't understand why in the world an apparently intelligent woman would want to have her breasts enlarged any larger than these are.
You make intelligent choices. I made an intelligent choice. You may not agree, but it was my choice.
It was your choice. It was your choice, and what's going to happen is you're going to have 3 surgeries on your breast. You know, there were women out there, Miss Lucio, who would love to just have breasts that didn't give them any trouble. 2 natural, nice breasts that didn't cause them any grief. You have children, you got a nice husband who said to you, dear, I love you just the way you are. Don't do anything. You're going to have surgery now 3 times in order to...
Well, if he would have done it properly, I would have only had the 2. I would have been satisfied with what I wanted, what I asked for.
Miss Lucio, I can't tell from your photographs the extent of the difference. So if you want to come back into chambers with me, and you want to show me what your breasts look like, and I am not an expert, so I'm just a lay person looking at you and seeing whether there's such an aberration, so that there is such negligence on the part of the doctor, so that I should award you $5,000. I'm certainly prepared to do that. Is that what you want to do?
That's fine.
Let's go.
Step over this way, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Dr. Cole, I must tell you that when we were in the back, I had no conversation with Mrs. Lucio with regard to this case. She was very upset. She still seems to be very upset, and what I was trying to do was to calm her a little bit and to tell her that if she wasn't prepared to proceed with this matter today, I was prepared to adjourn it unless she could compose herself. But we did not discuss the case because I know you were not with me and might have felt certain misgivings. Do you understand?
I have no misgivings, Your Honor.
Good. Ms. Lucio, I want you to look at me. I'm jealous. I say that in the hope to get a smile on your face, madam. I will tell you that what I viewed back there was a hell of a lot better than the photographs, the preoperative photographs that were furnished to me by Dr. Cole. And quite frankly, Mr. Lucio, I think you are exaggerating to a tremendous extent. What you said was a vast difference in the size of your wife's breasts. I certainly did not see it. I saw a breast enlargement that clearly was larger than what she had. The shape was much better than what she had. And whatever difference in size was de minimis to my naked, untrained eye. And I tell you, Miss Lucio, right now that I believe that if you're prepared to put yourself through another surgical procedure, then there's something more involved here than the desire to have perfect, huge breasts. And that you would be very wise to address what it is that's really motivating you to do this. To cut yourself up every couple of years in the quest to have the perfect breast. You are the mother of, you told me in the back, 3 children. Right? You've got a husband who seems like a nice guy who says, I like you just the way you are. What I saw back there to me, it's as close to perfect as you could want. And yet you're not satisfied, so there's something else there. And I suggest that it may need a different kind of doctor to address what would motivate someone like you, who has 3 healthy kids, doesn't have breast cancer, thank God, doesn't have anything wrong with themselves, to put you through 3 surgeries because you see that one breast is slightly smaller than the other. Insane. And for you to encourage her in that regard, sir, is wrong. You know what? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I understand.
I know you understand. You seem like an intelligent man. Don't encourage her. There's something else there in your wife's head that she's unhappy with. And if this is the vehicle that she's using in order to satisfy that, it's destructive. Dr. Cole, I don't think you made any errors when you did the surgical procedure on the plaintiff. I'm dismissing her lawsuit, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next...
Parties on Burgess versus Rojas. Step forward, please.
Kathy Burgess is suing her neighbor, 32-year-old Rana Rojas, for non-payment of babysitting services. Kathy says when Rana didn't come home, she had no choice but to drop the kids off at a police station. Rana was furious that Kathy would do such a thing. and refused to pay her.
Order, all rise. Now, this is case number 175 on the calendar in the matter of Burgess versus Rojas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat. Have a seat.
And Ms. Burgess, your complaint alleges that you babysat for the defendant's 2 children. You had an agreement with her that she was to pay you $125 for babysitting for her children from when to when?
Well, she actually said $100 and $25 for food, and it was from Friday night at 8 o'clock until 8 o'clock the next day, and that she would pick up her
8 p.m.
kids.
the next day?
Right.
So for a 24-hour period?
Right.
And had you babysat for her children before?
Absolutely.
And had been paid?
No, I had not been paid. I babysitted one night when her little girl was out crying that her mom was on drugs. I did that as a charity cause, you know, just to be a good person. I did it a second time. She had claimed that I babysitted her for a few hours. She had claimed that her mother was alongside the roadside and it was an emergency and she had to go that time. She offered to pay me that time. I didn't take it. And later on, my son said that she was all dressed up to go out for the evening, and
so you had taken care of her children before on a few occasions, but had not been paid?
That's right.
But on this occasion, you were going to be paid. Why?
Right. Because it was going to be a long time, and because I had other plans. We had other things to do. It was going to be for a long period of time.
When did she contact you about these plans for Friday to Saturday?
It was approximately 30 minutes before 8 o'clock.
On Friday night?
Right.
Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, where were you going?
I was going to Fontana, California.
For what?
To take care of some business, to look for some trucks, some 10-wheeler trucks. My mom was originally supposed to babysit. An hour before I got ready to go, she reneged and she said that she wasn't feeling well, that she could not do it. So that's when I called Kathy. I called Kathy at about 7:30 that evening. I asked Kathy, would she be able to babysit for me? She asked me, how much would I pay her? I told her I'd be gone until 8 o'clock, probably somewhere around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock that Saturday evening. Kathy asked me, could I pay her up front all of the monies? I told her no. I said, I'll give you half now and half upon my return.
So did you give her half?
Yes, I did. I
How
gave
much
her the
did you-
$50.
Is that correct?
She gave me $50. But
Okay.
she also said that she was going to give me $25 for the food.
Okay, assuming that's correct. Assuming that she said she was going to give you $25 for the food for 24 hours that you were going to watch her 2 children. She gave you $50. So that means she owed you $75. Is that correct?
Right.
Well, she didn't come
She's
back.
not being honest.
Just a second. Assuming that that's correct.
Yeah.
I haven't said it's correct, but assuming that's correct, that means that at this point, if she came home at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, you would have gotten another $75, correct?
Right.
What happened at 8 o'clock on Saturday night?
Well, there was no call, and I waited up all night for her, and I paged her several times at long distance. She never called. When in the morning, when I finally spoke to her, she said her pager was off. And then and on and on and on. I mean, you know, my kids know too.
On and on and on. I mean, your complaint goes on for a long period of time. You left your children with a neighbor
Yes,
for
I did.
24 hours,
Yes.
and then you don't show up.
Okay, what happened, the deal was, I told Kathy that I would be returning that Saturday evening. I told her, however, if I did return too late, that I would not disturb them and wake them up. I said I would not disturb them and wake them up, but I called.
Why didn't you come back for your children? Look at me. Why didn't you come back for your children when you were supposed to?
Because we were driving, and I didn't want my
Who was driving?
My boyfriend. He was driving, and I didn't want him driving. That time of night, he had had no sleep, and I didn't want him driving from that evening until that morning. I didn't feel safe. When I spoke with Kathy, I did call. Brittany said that you sat there and listened to me. It would not pick up the phone.
It's not true at all.
Just a second. I mean, quite frankly, I've read I've read your complaint, and I've read your answer. I find both of your actions absolutely outrageous. Yours and hers. Because what you did when she didn't come back is you took her children to the police station. That's an outrageous thing to do. Miss
That's
Burgess?
right. 24 hours after, and I had other things to do.
Now, just a second. Whether you had other things to do or not, compassion for her
She
children.
abandoned her
Hey,
children,
listen to me.
and I had compassion. I was crying and everything. I had compassion. I felt really bad. Her child was out of control. She had slammed my son in the back. He has rollerblades in the back of his thing.
Miss Burgess, did you call? You had her mother's number.
She.
Hey,
I had not
Umpteen
her mother's
numbers.
number.
Just a second.
Umpteen
Her
numbers.
daughter did.
Fine. If her daughter had her grandmother's telephone number, and if things had gotten that kind of out of control,
We called on
why?
Sunday.
Shh. Hey. Why didn't you just let her call her grandmother? You get on the phone and say, I cannot. It's Sunday morning. I have plans. The kids are not getting along because, according to your complaint, all the kids were not getting along well.
That's what we
And
did.
that's
hey,
what I didn't understand.
Just a second. I'm not finished with you yet. Because you put your boyfriend over your children. So I'm not finished with
I
you
put
yet.
my safety over
You
my
put your boyfriend over your children.
That's exactly right.
Everybody puts themselves over children. Children are the innocents. They didn't ask to have a mother who goes traipsing off for 2 days, leaves her children with a stranger to go
She's
looking
not
for a 10-wheeler
stranger.
truck.
They've been knowing
Hey!
Kathy for 8 months. She's
Hey,
not a stranger.
Hey,
Her children are
I
at my
wouldn't
house
leave
on
my
a daily
two hey,
basis.
I wouldn't leave my children with somebody that I knew for 8 months for a weekend.
Her children are at my house every day.
So what?
They come stay
Not
with me
anymore.
for hours while she goes shopping. I've never charged
That's
Kathy
not
for
true.
babysitting.
That's not
Oh,
true.
Kathy, please.
Miss Rojas.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kathy,
and
tell
hey,
the truth.
Listen to me. I'm going to
liar.
throw you both out of here in 2 seconds because you both deserve
liar.
each other. You did the wrong thing by taking the
Devil
children
in
to
a
the
red
police
dress.
station. You had an alternative. Your alternative was to call the grandmother and say, if you do not, don't interrupt me. If you do not come to pick up your grandchildren, I'm taking them to the police station.
I did that.
Oh, yeah? You, just a second.
In the morning, I did that, and I called the police officer.
No,
and I said,
I'm
"What
not
do I
asking
do?"
you police. Don't dance around it. You called and spoke to the grandmother.
She never called back. We said, come get your kids. She never called back.
No, I didn't say come get your kids.
You know, you could have
Just
called
never called
me.
back.
Miss Rojas,
She had
I
2
want you
mobile
to...
phone numbers.
Could never get through.
You tell me.
I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to throw her out in 2 seconds. I told you, when I ask you a question, you'll answer it.
Okay.
This is a courtroom.
Okay.
Good. You did not call the children's grandmother and say to them, I am
Returned
not...
my phone call. Never returned the phone
No,
call.
I don't believe you, Miss Burgess.
I
don't
swear
believe.
that we did
I do
that.
not believe that you called the grandmother and left a message either on her machine or
She
speaking
did.
to somebody
Baby
at the
did.
house. Not
Also.
her, you.
I did also. And you know, I
You
did
just
have
a second.
compassion.
You did what? Yeah, I want you to look at me and tell me what you did Sunday morning with her grandmother.
I called we called the grandmother.
Not we.
I
you.
didn't have the grandmother's number, first of all.
But
we
she
had her
did.
call it, and then I called the grandmother. She never came. And I had compassion. I was crying
Just
when I
a
took the little girl there.
second.
You're a liar.
You can say
You're a
that.
liar.
You
are.
can say
That's
that.
just why you came here with that red dress on looking like Satan.
Throw her out of the courtroom.
Out. Step out, ma'am.
Judge Judy continues in a moment, babysitting Rana Rojas's children. Rana says she won't pay the bill because Kathy dropped her kids off at a police station when she was late getting home.
Bert, is she ready to come back into the courtroom?
Yes, Judge.
Good. Just answer my questions. You said you had this little girl call her grandmother. Is that right?
And I called too.
Could you step up here for me? Right up here. Right up here. Tell me your name.
Brittany,
How old are you, Brittany?
9 years old.
Okay. You know about telling the truth?
Yes,
You know how important it is to tell the truth in court?
yes,
So if I ask you some questions, you sure you're going to tell me the truth?
yes,
Brittany, you remember staying with Miss Rojas?
yes,
You remember when your mom left?
yes.
Can you tell me what your mom told you when she left?
My mother told me that.
Look at me.
She told me that she would be back Saturday evening, and she said if she didn't, she would call.
Do you know where she was going?
Yes.
Where was she going?
She was going to Fontana, I believe,
What?
for looking for a truck with her boyfriend.
Do you know why you weren't staying with your grandma?
Because my grandma had denied it.
Had said no,
Yes,
that she wasn't going to babysit.
yes,
Do you spend a lot of time with your grandma?
yes,
And you know her phone number.
yes,
Did you call her on Sunday?
guess, but she was not home. She was probably either sleeping or at work.
So you didn't reach her when you spoke, when you tried. Do you know if Miss Burgess tried to call her on Sunday?
No.
So nobody else tried to call her all day Sunday?
No.
And how many times had you tried to call her?
I tried to call her twice.
And there was no answer?
No.
What time did you try to call?
I called her at 11:45,
Mm-hmm.
between 11 and 12.
What time did you get up Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, I got up at 10:30 p.m.
10:30 a.m. So you were up late Saturday night?
Yeah.
How late were you up?
Up until 12:30.
What were you doing so late?
We were playing, and we were, like, watching TV.
Any problems in the house while you were there? Were you fighting with those two kids over there?
No, we weren't.
Has your mom ever left to go away on weekends before with her boyfriend?
Once.
You like this boyfriend of your mother's?
Yeah,
Yes or no?
sort of.
How long has she had this boyfriend?
For about 7 or 8 months.
Mm-hmm. Does he ever stay at your house?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're a nice little girl.
Thank you.
Smart. You do well in school?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good. Looks to me like you do well in school. How'd you feel when you went to the police station?
I felt scared, and I felt like Kathy didn't want us anymore, and Kathy didn't like us.
Before you went to the police station, did you try to call Grandma again?
Yes.
What happened?
She had answered, but she had said, I can't come and pick you up because she was cooking, and she had to go to the doctor.
Who spoke to her?
Me.
Did Kathy speak to her at all?
Yes. Kathy had said that she didn't need my grandmother.
Who did she say that to?
My mother, my grandmother.
When did she say that?
She said that right before when we went to the police station.
Okay, go and sit down. Now, Miss Burgess, when you spoke to the children's grandmother right before you took them to the police station, did you tell her that you were planning to take the children to the police station?
I did not speak to the grandmother before I took them to this. I spoke in the morning. We left a message in the morning.
I didn't ask you that question.
Then that's no to the answer.
Okay, because she spoke to her grandmother in the afternoon.
Well, I didn't.
It's clear to me that...
And I called the police station. I asked him what I do.
Miss
And I got
Burgess,
these kids. She
stop
hasn't come
interrupting me. Only one person can talk at one time. That's me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Kathy Burgess wants to be paid for babysitting Rana Rojas's children. Rana says she won't pay the bill because Kathy dropped her kids off at a police station when she was late getting home.
If the child was able to speak to her grandmother in the late afternoon, and her grandmother said to her, I can't come and get you because I'm cooking, or whatever.
What a reason.
It's clear to me that you could have spoken to her too in the afternoon because at that point she was in fact home.
She never called the grandmother in the afternoon. I left a message.
I believe that you
Whatever.
did.
I
I believe that she spoke to her grandmother in the afternoon because it...
Anyway. Okay.
I believe that she did because this child would not tell me something that would be hurtful to her.
What about my children? You don't care about talking to them?
I'm not interested in talking to your children. For what reason?
Because he has an injury on his back.
Listen to
and
me.
things like that. She did.
Listen to me.
Why
Miss
didn't you-
Burgess. Miss Burgess. That's not what this case is about.
I'll tell you what this case is about, Judge Judy. This case is about she left her mother she left her kids for 2 days. I agreed for 1 day. Her child was out of control because she was hurt that her mother didn't keep a promise. I had no alternative. I didn't know she was going to come back and get her kids. Maybe she would have been a week.
That's bull.
Listen to me.
So I mean, I had no alternative. I felt bad about doing it.
I don't
I was
think
crying at the police station.
I just really wish you would start telling the truth.
I wish you would.
let me
Come
tell
get
you-
your kids and keep your promise. You're hurting
Miss
your kids
Burgess!
also.
Don't talk to her. I've already thrown her out once because she doesn't know where she is. What I'm telling you is, you agreed to take care of the children. I believe that Ms. Rojas was totally and completely irresponsible, took off with her boyfriend, and didn't give two hoots about disappointing her children and not coming back for an additional, not hour,
or mine.
not 2, I'm speaking.
Okay, go ahead.
Not 1 hour, not 2 hours, not 3 hours, but another 24 hours before she showed up for her kids. That's irresponsible.
That's right.
No question about that. What I'm suggesting to you is the children are always the innocents.
That's right there.
And they should not have been taken to a police station until every other possibility was exhausted. And that meant, Miss Burgess, whether you like to acknowledge it or not, spending the entire afternoon on Sunday trying to reach their grandmother and saying to their grandmother, I can't control all these 4 kids together. They're not getting along. I have no alternative at this point, but if you don't come to get them, I'm going to have to take them to the police station. I believe that you had a responsibility to do that. And, Miss Burgess, you can dance around from today till tomorrow. You did not do that.
I left a message to the mother. I
That's
did it.
not
That's what
good.
the police told
That
me
is
to do.
not good enough before you
Whatever.
take children to the police station. As for you, Miss Rojas, it's everything is called a mother these days. You clearly have a boyfriend that interests you more than the welfare of your children. Let us assume I believe what you said, which I don't. Let us assume I believe what you said, that you didn't want to drive late at night with your boyfriend on Saturday night because you didn't feel safe. And it was already late at night. So you check into a motel with your boyfriend and you sleep from 9:00 p.m. until 2:00 in the morning from wherever you are. That gives you 5 hours sleep, more than enough time to be fresh, so that when your children get up first thing Sunday morning, you're home 7:00 in the morning with your apologies to Miss Burgess for not being home at 8:00 when you said you were going to be home. You didn't show up at the police station till 6:00 Sunday night. Where were you?
No,
on
I got there before 6.
Where were you all day Sunday?
All day Sunday we were driving. It took us 8 hours to drive.
Well, let me ask you this question.
It took
If
8 hours to drive from San Diego. We ended up going, after Fontana, we went to San Diego.
Why did you go to San Diego?
Because we wanted to. She was aware. She was
I
aware.
wanna tell you something.
I have phone records where I stayed on the phone with Kathy Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and 11 for 6 minutes
I
and
feel
4
sorry
minutes.
for your children.
6 minutes and
you
4
are
minutes. When I
clearly
spoke-
an unfit custodian for your children. It's just too
I don't
bad that they don't
believe
have alternatives.
I don't believe so.
Well, I'm telling you, I believe so, and I've been around probably longer than you've been alive. So you are unfit to take care of your children because what you did was place your pleasure time over the welfare of your children.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
What you did, Miss Burgess, was not the right thing either. However, you are entitled to babysitting money for these children because you did, in fact, babysit for them. Now, you're asking for $650 when your original agreement with her, according to you, was... When your original agreement, according to you, was $125, according to her, $100. So even if I give you the benefit of the doubt and you kept the children an additional 24 hours, that would be an extra $125 or $250, not $650.
That's not exactly. Please let me explain my case, okay?
I'm giving you $250, madam. You are lucky you're getting it because you are lucky that you're getting it. $250 for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. Step out.
Whatever.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy,
Parties on Thomas versus Thomas. Step forward, please.
21-year-old Danielle Thomas is suing her husband Mario Thomas for pain and suffering during their 3-year marriage. Danielle claims Mario left her to raise their 3 children on her own, but Mario says he's not the father of Danielle's kids and owes her nothing.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 148 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas versus Thomas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You folks are married and are in the process of divorcing. There are a couple of issues that you raised, Mrs. Thomas. First, you raised the issue of some credit card bills that you say your husband owes you.
Yes, ma'am.
And second, you say that you are suing him for pain and suffering during the course of your marriage. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
A couple of things I don't understand. How long have you been married?
3 years.
And you have 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are expecting a third?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas says that none of those children are his.
Correct, Your Honor.
And how old is the oldest child?
She'll be 3 in November.
So that you're married 3 years, you have 2.5 children.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are his. How can you claim that he harassed you?
Because, Your Honor, when we got married, he knew full well that I was pregnant. He said he would accept the responsibilities of being a father to my child.
He said that in his answer.
And when we got married, shortly after we got married, you know, things started changing. He changed and started acting, you know, differently than what he had said he was going to do. And he left and said he had wanted a divorce. And that put stress on my body and on me, and going through a pregnancy, as you know, is very stressful anyway. And when he left, that put stress on me. I went into premature labor with my daughter. She was born at 36 weeks.
Okay, but she's fine and healthy now,
She's
is
fine
that right?
and healthy.
Okay.
Now, when I was pregnant with my second child, he came back and said he wanted to work things out, and we got back together.
Did you tell him that the second child wasn't his?
Yes, ma'am. He knew that it was my son was not his.
The second child?
Yes.
Well, how did that come about? How long were you separated?
We were separated for about 7 or 8 months. And then...
and how pregnant were you when he decided that he wanted to come back?
When he decided to come back, I was like 6.5, maybe 7 months pregnant.
So right away you went out and found somebody else?
No, it wasn't.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not really good at math. Bert can attest to that.
Yeah.
But if you were 6.5 months pregnant and you were separated for 7 months, it didn't take you long to find a substitute for him.
No, ma'am, it didn't.
So then what happened?
And then when he decided he wanted to come back, he wanted to get back together with me, I said yes, and we got back together, and everything was fine.
What happened to the father of this child?
I left. Me and him had broken up.
And then what happened?
During my pregnancy, during the end of my pregnancy with Mario, when I was pregnant with him, he said that he would take care of the child. That's why my son is named after him. He's a junior. He signed my son's birth certificate and everything. And
sounds like a nice guy.
Yes, he seemed to be a nice guy, Your Honor. But yeah. Things started changing again.
Like what?
He started he started going over to his sister's house. I didn't, have a problem with him visiting his sister and everything, but he would be gone 4 and 5 days at a time and wouldn't even call to say, how you doing or anything. He would just be gone.
So that's the emotional stress that you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am. And then, my son has asthma. He had a problem with his lungs when he was born by me going into labor at 34 weeks when he left me the second time.
So then he left you the second time. And how long were you separated the second time?
We were separated for about 9 months, nine and a half months.
And how pregnant are you now?
I'm 8 months pregnant.
Is that the stress that you're suing for? His leaving you?
Yes, ma'am. When he left me in a financial bind as well as an emotional bind also, because we were together and we had bills for different bills, like furniture bills and stuff like that. When he left, I had to pay those.
Who has the furniture?
I do.
Now, what are these credit card bills that you're talking about?
Some credit cards that I had gotten, and I had charged some things for him while we were together.
Like what?
Some stuff for his, he has a keyboard, different things for his keyboard and clothing or something.
How much did you charge for him?
7.
I want to see proof of that.
I have a credit card statement here. It has the balance out that I have been paying on from Sears. That I have here. It has the balance. I just wanted him to pay half of it.
Well, I don't. He's not responsible for the whole balance.
I know half of the balance, Your Honor.
Well, what items are on there?
This credit card statement here does not have the items that are on it. It just has the complete balance that I owe on the bill.
Well, I can't. That's not proof, madam, of anything. I don't know when you made those purchases. I don't know what those purchases were. You say that they were solely for him.
Yes, most of the purchases were.
You first said some, then you said most.
Majority of the purchases were for him.
Well, then you should have brought me the bill that says this is what the items were. You must have that bill.
Yes, I did, but I didn't bring that on. Van Bar was the one that had the total amount due.
Did you ever charge anything on her Sears card, sir?
I didn't know she had one, ma'am.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues. Danielle Thomas is suing her husband, Mario, for pain and suffering because he left her to raise their 3 kids on her own. Mario says he doesn't believe the children are his. and feels he owes her nothing.
Now, I want you to be honest with me. Did you ever charge anything on her Sears card, sir?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Do you pay any support for her?
No, ma'am.
What about child support? Are you seeking child support from him?
No, ma'am, I am not. Not at this time.
At any time?
No, ma'am.
Not so sure about that. How do you support yourself?
I have, I'm on aid from my state. It's called AFDC for my children.
You living with the father of this baby that you're going to have?
No, ma'am, I have my own apartment.
Who is the father of this baby that you're going to have?
Brian.
What does he do for a living?
He works at Sharp, and he works at Federal Express.
And who's the father of your second child?
Moses.
Does he pay any support for the child?
It will be starting in 3 months.
But so far he hasn't paid any support. And the father of your first child?
Raymond, he...
Does he pay support for the child?
No, not through the court system. No, he doesn't. But he does give her money, and he buys her things that she needs.
You have anything you want to tell me, sir?
Yes. A lot of things she said about me changing, that's not true, Your Honor. When in the beginning, she told me she was raped. And I had no problem with that. I mean, I could accept it, and because I felt she was being honest with me. And about 2.5 months later, or after everything was rolling all good, it just kept coming back to me because of the way she said it. That it happened in her house and everybody was asleep. And I had already talked to her brother. And her brother had told me that the guy Raymond, she already liked him and was flirting around with him anyway.
So the person that you told you raped her was somebody that you now believe she just went to bed with?
Yes, ma'am, because she admitted to it. When
you confronted her with it?
Yes, ma'am.
So that was just a story that she had been raped?
Yes, ma'am.
So that made you mad?
Hurt and mad at the same time. And what made it so bad is when I asked her, she laughed like it was a joke. And I didn't really know how to say, well, this is over or anything like that. So I took some time and went to my sister's house. And she already didn't like me going to my sister's house anyway.
Okay, but you went to your sister's house really to escape a little bit and to think?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How old are you, sir?
24.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Baskin-Robbins and I'm a part-time model.
How old are you?
21.
All right, Miss Thomas. You get lecture number 307. Officer Byrd is familiar with this lecture. It's unfortunately one that I have given before. You're 21 years old, gonna have 3 children by 3 different fathers, none of whom support their children. Those children are being supported by me and the rest of the taxpayers in this country. You've acted wholly irresponsibly in your life with regard to that, wholly irresponsibly to your children. Not easy growing up as one of 3 children, and each one has a different father. Father's Day in your house, you're going to need a revolving door to set up the visitation. That's immature, irresponsible, and very stupid. Now, I don't know where you get the best word that I can think of is chutzpah, which means nerve, to come into court and sue him for mental and emotional stress. I haven't heard, madam, that he's caused you any mental or emotional stress. As a matter of fact, I think based upon what you've told me and what he's told me, he exercised a great deal of restraint by just walking out of the house and going to his sister's house. As far as these credit card bills that you're talking about, you have produced no proof that is satisfactory to me that he owes you a penny. Nothing. The truth of the matter is, the only thing that's irritating is since you support yourself by welfare and you pay your Sears bill by welfare, I'm really paying the Sears bill. So that's irritating. That's irritating number 3. Your lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
As I excuse, you may step out. I'm back with you, right, please.
He would constantly keep calling and lying to me, saying he wanted to get back with me and everything. And, it's just a bunch of mess. That's all it really was.
And now the next case.
Parties on Williams versus Brazil. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Adrienne Williams says when she was sharing a storage unit with her friend Melvin Brazil, he took her washer and dryer. Melvin says he was only borrowing the appliances and fully planned on returning them.
I love the way your mind works.
Thank you.
I'm not so sure you're right, but I love the way your mind works. You two people rented a storage space together. You had just been friends, is that right?
Yes.
You all put your stuff in the storage space. You, sir, sort of borrowed some of her stuff.
A couple items.
You want to tell me what you borrowed?
It was a washer and dryer.
And what did you do with the washer and dryer?
Well, I used it for a few months.
Did you ask her permission?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because I knew I wasn't going to be using it that long, but when I went to take it back, it wouldn't fit in the storage because there was stuff stacked up so high, so I had it took to a friend of mine's house that she knew. And it sat there for a while.
To make a long story short, you go there and find no washer dryer.
Right.
And you were closing out the storage space.
Yes.
So what did you do?
I packed up everything in the storage and took it back to Sacramento with me.
Including what?
Including all of his furniture.
Yes!
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melvin Brazel says he borrowed a brand new washer and dryer from Adrienne Williams without telling her. Now, Adrienne doesn't want them back. She wants a new washer and dryer.
You don't think she was wrong, do you?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because we already had arrangements made. She was supposed to contact me that morning, and I was going to get off, and I was going to help her move. I was going to tell her then where her washer and dryer was.
Oh, okay.
You mean you hadn't told her where her washer and dryer?
No, because I knew that she was going to get mad, and I was trying to save her that problem from knowing she was up there and I was down here.
You don't think she had a right to be mad?
This is the way I saw it. She has my pager number, my mother's number, everything. Instead of her just making a rash judgment, taking everything and just taking it back to Sacramento, all she had to do was call me and tell me.
Well, all you had to do was call her.
No, I was at work. I couldn't call her.
Did you let me finish? Don't interrupt me. It's not nice to interrupt a judge. You also, sir, could have called her and said, could I borrow your washer and dryer?
Right, you're right.
Why do you think she should call you and say, what did you do with my washer and dryer, when you didn't have the decency to call her and say, can I borrow your washer and dryer?
Is that a question? You telling me it don't sound like a question.
Anyway, Miss Williams, you don't want that washer and dryer back.
Well, apparently he sold it, so I couldn't have it back if I wanted it back.
Did you sell it?
The washer and dryer sat at my mother's house for 4 months. She could have had that washer and dryer anytime she wanted it.
She said, I don't want it anymore, just like I would say I didn't want it anymore, because you don't know what's been washed in that washer and dryer. She had a washer and dryer that she used for her lingerie, for her underwear, for her sheets and her towels. She knew what went in that washer and dryer. You put any kind of schmutz you want in the washer and dryer and then expect her to take it back after you've stored it, used it. So you sold it. Now you got to pay for it. How old was the washer and dryer?
I bought it in August and I put it in storage in March, so less than a year old.
And how much did you pay for it?
Approximately $860. I have the receipt here.
Could you give me the exact amount, please?
$823.31.
Now, the rest of what you're suing him for is because he didn't pay for the storage fees, his half of the storage fees. How much were the storage fees a month?
The storage fees were $48 a month.
And how many times did you make the payments of $24 a month, sir?
I paid the last $80 for her to get the stuff out of there.
How many months was your stuff in storage, sir?
How many months was my stuff in storage? 4 months.
How many months was his stuff in storage?
His stuff was in storage the majority of the time I had the storage.
No.
We agreed to pay half of the storage cost, period. We agreed to get a storage big enough to hold both of our things. Why would I get a storage big enough to hold 2 apartments worth of things if I was only going to put 1 apartment
How
worth
many
of things
months storage did you pay for?
I had it for 16 months.
Your Honor,
yes.
I say so. My stuff was only in there for about 4 months.
What difference does it make if you agreed to rent the storage space with her?
But my
and she
stuff
took,
wasn't
I'm
in there at the
speaking. And she took a storage space big enough to accommodate your stuff. which you say is worth $5,000, so it must be a lot of stuff.
No,
right?
it's just expensive stuff.
You mean small and expensive, like me?
Yeah.
16 months, and you paid once?
My stuff wasn't in there 16 months.
Doesn't make any difference.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All right, listen to me. You owe her $1183.31 for the storage and her washer and dryer. Okay. Your account is suing up for $5,000 for the small yet expensive merchandise that you had stored in the storage. You want to tell me what that is?
It's a leather sectional that I had custom made. There's a marble coffee table and
Where are
a
the
end
bills?
table.
Where are your bills?
Rebuilt.
Your bills that you had custom made. If you had a leather sofa custom made, you had marble table custom made, I assume that in addition to standing there with your story, you have some proof to show me.
I didn't bring any.
Why not?
Because I didn't think it was going to be relevant. This stuff is, I've been had it for years. I don't have any receipts of it.
Well, if you've had it for years, then it's not worth what you paid for it.
I say 4 years I had it. Her stuff was used when I had it. Her washer and dryer wasn't brand new.
You stole her washer and dryer.
I borrowed her washer and dryer.
No, you stole it.
I didn't steal it.
You stole it.
It was there. She had access to it.
You stole it. You stole her washer and dryer without her permission. I never returned it to her.
I tried to return it to her. She wouldn't come get it. It was at my mom's house.
What'd you do with his stuff?
It's still in my garage in the same spot it's been in the day I brought it home.
You have no problem with him getting a large truck and coming to pick up his stuff?
I do. I'd rather deliver it to him. I don't want him at my house.
Oh, that's fine. You sure you want to do that?
Yes.
That was the agreement that was from the gate.
Very good. She's going to return your stuff to you, sir.
Your Honor,
and you, sir, are going to pay her $1,183.31. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in that amount. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next...
All parties on Strews versus Scherzer, step forward, please.
44-year-old Joseph Strews is suing 29-year-old Robin Scherzer, a woman he met while she was performing as an exotic dancer. Joseph claims he loaned Robin money to purchase a car and expected to be paid back. Robin says the car was a gift and she owes Joseph nothing.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 181 in the matter of Strews versus Scherzer. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ma'am.
Sir, you allege in your complaint that you made a loan to the defendant of $1,600 for the purpose of buying a used car.
Yes, Your Honor.
She says it was a gift.
Wrong,
So why don't you tell me what prompted you to lend this young woman $1,600 to buy a car?
Well, Your Honor, I met the defendant in June. I think you've read the statement, and I have a little problem with wanting to help girls out, and I admit that, but she had her car repossessed by her mother earlier, and she wanted to get out of the job that she was doing at the time that I met her, so she needed an automobile to gain employment as a personal assistant. So at the time I had enough money, and we were becoming friends and casually dating. So I offered to loan her the $1,600.
What did you say? Tell me exactly what you said and what she said.
I told her that I had the money and that I would help her with the purchase of the car. She told me that she insisted that she would pay me in October for whatever the loan for the car was. And I discussed the price with her. I said, what can you afford? Anywhere from $1,000, $2,000. We were looking at cars. And like I said, we found a car through a friend of mine that is an automobile broker, and she was pleased with the car that we had found. And
what kind of car was it?
It was a 1987 Audi 4000, Your Honor.
Okay, so you both went and saw the car together.
Yes, we did. We looked at 2 cars previous to that, and Robin was not happy with those cars, so I asked my friend to...
This is the friend?
This is the friend, Miss Moore. And I asked her to keep looking for a car that would be suitable for Robin,
And when we found a car, we went test drove it, and Robin said that it'd be a suitable car for her.
So you paid for it?
Yes, I did. I have a bill of sale right here, Your Honor. I have a check receipt here. I've got everything right here.
I'd like to see your file.
Okay.
So then what happened?
Can I add something else, Your Honor? Okay, I am just asking for the $1,600. I'm not asking for this for the money. I'm asking it for the purpose of that this woman, I went out of my way to help her. I didn't expect anything in return from her. But after I had purchased the car, she disappeared. For 7 days, I had it set up that she could have insurance through the insurance man that insures my car. Miss Moore was going to get her to register the car. She was gone for 7 days. I asked her, I said, Robin, you need to take care of these things. She said, well, I want to get a car stereo. I said, listen, young lady, in order for you to operate a motor vehicle, you've got to take care of these things. I'd already had it set up. She got really mad at me. She said she wouldn't talk to me. I said, fine. I said, just take care of the stuff. When I spoke to her again, I said, have you taken care of it? She said, no. She said, you're being mean to me and I don't want to speak to you anymore. I said, that's fine. I just need you to take care of this stuff. She never registered the car, and as far as I know right now, I don't know what she's doing with it.
Okay. Ms. Scherzer?
I also,
Yes, I understand.
Your Honor, can I also tell you that, in here I have other checks that I wrote for a sofa that I purchased for her that I didn't expect anything. Also her rent that I didn't expect anything. And, it's like, one more time, it's like, my friends have told me not to do this. I'm attracted to women who work in the,
This, Mr. Strews?
Yes.
You say she owes you $1,600. Can I hear why she thinks that this was a gift?
Yes, I would love to hear that, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I told him not to buy me a car because I knew that there would be something else expected. Something more.
You mean something physical?
Yes. And, as far as the sofa, I didn't even know he was going to go pay for that. The furniture store called me and said, your couch has been paid for. We'd like to deliver it. Can you call us and let us know when? I don't feel that I owe him any money at all. I told him that I was seeing someone. I told him that he could not expect anything from me, nothing. And he said that was fine. He understood. If anything, he would just like to maybe be able to spend some time with me.
Where's the car?
The car is at my house.
Where's the sofa?
At my house.
Miss Scherzer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Not while I'm getting ready to talk, sir.
Excuse me.
If you think that I believe that you're a nice young woman, you're mistaken. You're a taker. Because if what you just said to me is true, that you didn't want to accept any gifts from him because you knew that there were strings attached. Are you chewing gum?
Yes, ma'am.
Get it out of your mouth.
Okay. Your Honor?
I'm not finished.
Okay.
If somebody like this gentleman has a problem because he is generous to a fault with young women and he expects something in return, then a nice young woman would say, I'm not speaking to you.
I'm sorry.
Then a nice young woman who cared about doing the right thing would have said to the furniture store, please, I don't have the money for the sofa. Return the money to the person who paid it, and when I can afford to pick up the sofa, I will pick it up. And a nice woman would have said, not only did I tell you I don't want your help with a car, but I'm not accepting a car from you because I don't want any strings attached. You, on the other hand, madam, accepted all these things.
Yes, I did.
That's amoral, madam. It's cheapening yourself. It's cheapening yourself. If you knew in your head that he expected something from you in exchange for these gifts, and you were not prepared to give it to him, right?
Correct.
Then you're a tease. Did you ever hear that expression? Did you ever, madam, did you ever hear that expression?
Your Honor,
yeah.
He would stand at my door and force me to kiss him goodbye. I never told him that there was anything
that he could expect from me at all.
Miss Scherzer?
Ever.
Miss Scherzer, are you not following what I'm saying to you, madam? I mean, are you really that thick?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Robin Scherzer says when Joseph Strews bought her a car, he called it a gift. But now that their friendship is over, he wants to be compensated.
When you tease someone, that means you hold a carrot in front of them like this. Okay? And you say, maybe you can have it, maybe you can't.
No.
Now,
There
if
is
you are
never-
not, however, put
Your
your
Honor.
hand down. Don't you know when to shut up? If, however, you are an honest person, you say, I want nothing to do with you, sir. I want you to take your gifts. I want you to take your money. I want you to take your sofas and your rent money and your cars and everything else. I want you to leave me alone. And if you don't leave me alone, because I'm not interested in you, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to get a restraining order so that you don't come to my door anymore. You, on the other hand, were dishonest with him. I find that to be absolutely immoral. You got it?
Yes.
Good. Judgment in this case is for
Your
the
Honor.
plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Parties are
Your
excused.
Honor.
You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Don't get mad, sweetheart.
No,
I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at all.
You're very mad.
No.
You're lying about me
No,
up there.
I think you're a joke.
You're calling me,
actually.
you're calling me a desperate man. Do I look like a desperate man? I don't have any problem with women. I met her through an agency that she strips. She did. And
No,
I don't blame her. I don't think there's anything wrong with girls
Why
that
were you
strip.
calling that agency?
It's like,
do you have to call
we won't
people?
go into,
Do you have to call people to get them to come to your house to do that?
honey, you're
Is
not,
that how
you're not-
desperate you are?
You're not bothering me by this.
It's an expensive lesson, but I still date strippers.
And now the next case.
Parties on Miguel versus Parker. Step forward, please.
Rosalinda San Miguel is suing her exterminator, Brandon Parker, because she claims he entered her apartment without knocking and saw her in the nude. She's suing for mental anguish.
All right. You're in the shower.
I was getting ready to take a shower.
And you heard a knocking on your door?
Yes.
What did you do?
I went to my son's bedroom to look through the window to see who it was.
And who was it?
It was a pest control man.
Yes.
Pest control.
Yes.
An exterminator.
Right.
Correct.
Of bugs.
Excuse me?
Of bugs.
Bugs, anything?
Anything. And so what did you do?
When I seen that it was him, I ignored it because I hadn't ordered no services for that day. So as I proceeded to go down the hallway to go back into the bathroom, I saw like a light in my living room. And when I went in there, he was in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time when I went in there, I was naked.
When and where?
Into the living room because I had removed all my clothing already when I was getting ready for my shower.
So you're suing him for all kinds of pain, suffering, and distress because he let himself into your apartment and saw you naked. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, Mr. Parker.
Yes, ma'am. I was going to this apartment complex for my first time. We had just gotten the account, and they gave me a sheet of paper of a list of apartments to do. And they told me to pick 5 apartments out of this, about 20 apartments on there to do, so I went about doing that.
How did you get into these 5 apartments? So you picked 5 apartments.
Right.
How did you get into these 5 apartments?
The management sent a maintenance person with me, plus they gave me a key. Halfway through doing these apartments, the maintenance person left. So I chose her apartment was one of the last ones I was to do. And I went to her door, I knocked, and I knocked, and I knocked. No one would answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed the apartment was empty. And I was to go in there, do my business, and get out and get gone. So I unlocked the door, opened the door, said pest control. I yelled it 3 times, and then about after the 3rd time, she came through the hallway. She was not naked.
She was?
She was not naked.
What was she wearing?
She had a long t-shirt on and what appeared to be shorts. And as I was trying to understand her, what she was trying to say to me, she was pushing me out the door. I was trying to explain to her what I was to do, and it came out to be that I had mistaken her apartment for another one that was in the same area.
Let me understand this. Was her apartment number on this list that you
Yes,
got?
ma'am, it was.
I also have a copy of the work order log. I had ordered for services 6/20/97, and it's It specifically says spiders outside only.
Miss Miguel, the problem is, and when I read your complaint and I read his answer, it appears to me that this gentleman was told that your apartment was one of those apartments that was to be serviced that day. Do you understand?
Yes.
So my question is, if that is true, then you are suing the wrong person. You should be suing your management company, the people who told him to go into your apartment. What are you suing him for?
Correct.
He was following instructions.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Rosalinda San Miguel is suing her exterminator, Brandon Parker, because she claims he entered her apartment without knocking and saw her in the nude. She's suing for mental anguish.
On this work order log, Your Honor, it states the date of services that were supposed to be done that day.
You mean this is the work order log that he had?
This is the work order log that my management had.
Not that your management. I want to see the one that he had.
It's
so
the same
I
one.
will. What?
It's
the
the
same
same
thing?
one, Your Honor.
Let me see.
The one highlighted is my apartment, Your Honor.
Okay. President. Sir, I'd like you to look at this. This is what your employer submitted. I'd like you to take a look at that piece of paper, please. And I have a copy of it. Does it not indicate that her apartment was only to be serviced outside?
Yes, that's what I'm saying is on the line above it, it says roaches. Whenever I went to do that, I was a busy day, and I had misread the line above it from what I was spraying for.
No, you didn't tell me that before, sir.
Well, I should have. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't tell me that before. Before you told me that you had received a list, you went into the list, and it turned out to be...
This is what I was received.
So you went into the wrong apartment.
Right.
You, the management company didn't tell you to go into that apartment. You went into the wrong apartment.
They told me to pick 5 apartments from this whole sheet.
Right, but
They
her
didn't.
apartment says spiders outside.
Right.
So what'd you go inside for?
Because I misread the line above
Because you
it.
made a...
Mistake.
Okay. That's simple.
Right.
Now, you made a mistake. So you're not suing his boss, who clearly has deep pockets, much deeper pockets, because you could have. You understand that.
Yes.
That was your mistake. He made a mistake. Now, is this a $5,000 mistake? Because that's what you're suing for? You're going to have to explain to me why this was a $5,000 mistake, Miss Miguel, because I can see an apology and some sort of minimal compensation, but quite frankly, I don't see where this mistake, and it was clearly an honest mistake, is worth anywhere near $5,000.
Your Honor, we're all human. I know we all make mistakes, and I mean, my heart's not that cold, you know, to say, okay, you made a mistake. But when he went in, and I told him, what are you doing in here? He told me that he had a work order, you know, to spray for roaches. I go, I don't have roaches. You need to leave. He told me, no, you signed a waiver with your manager that I can come in here. And I told him, I never did no such thing. I asked him to leave about 3 or 4 times, Your Honor, and he would not leave. I had to take the master keys myself from the lock, and I threw them and I shoved them out my door. And I told him, I will meet you in my manager's office, because he refused to leave my home. I told him, I live here, and I'm telling you to leave, and he wouldn't leave.
Well, you understand, Miss Miguel, that he honestly believed that he had a work order to do your apartment. You understand that? I mean, he wasn't making that up. He honestly believed that he had a work order. He misread a line. How many times did she ask you to leave, sir?
As far as I remember, I heard maybe once or twice.
Well, why didn't you leave right away?
Because I was trying to understand what she was wanting me to do.
She wanted you to leave.
Yes, I understand that, but she was speaking so fast, I was having trouble understanding her.
How long have you been working for this exterminating company, sir?
Approximately 5 to 6 months.
How much do you earn a day?
About $50 a day.
You have a family?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of family do you have?
I have a wife and a young child.
How old's your child?
He's going to be a year in September.
How much money do you bring home a week?
Approximately $200.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, it is.
Doesn't sound like a lot of money.
It's not.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Now, he makes $50 a day. The exterminating company, they make probably a lot more than $50 a day, right?
Yes, we do.
Well, you didn't sue them. You sued him. I think he made an honest mistake. I think he probably didn't act appropriately right away because he couldn't understand you. You were very upset. Should have left right away when she told you to
ma'am,
leave.
I understand that.
You understand that?
Yes.
It's going to cost you 2 days' pay. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $100. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
And on the next Judge